did not auto start. And
Okay.
yeah, dude. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm so confused. I am
Mhm.
so confused. I am terribly confused. I have no clue what's going on. But apparently, when, dude, that is so weird. I don't know why I didn't do it. I thought like it was
Okay.
showing shit on my side, but that was really
Mhm.
weird. But yeah, we are here. Anyway, what is up, Earth's mightiest subscribers? It's your boy Ernie, the Blerd Without Fear. Got the homie Carter presents. Welcome to episode 307 of the Blerd Game, the #1 comic book news stream on this or any other Earth in the multiverse that, for whatever reason, has just been experiencing all kinds of technical difficulties as of late. Uh, but that doesn't stop you from being able to find us on not just YouTube, but also you can find us on Amazon, Google, Apple, iHeartRadio, Spotify, anywhere good podcasts may be found. And yeah, leave us a rating so that way we can find more listeners like yourself. We're gonna have a special guest in the building. We're gonna have a very special guest here in just a little bit. Some of you probably could see from the thumbnail. I hope, maybe.
No, there's already people in there saying, we love you and all the work you're doing for Storm's character. We're not even here yet. Unless you're talking about us. I didn't even know I was writing Storm. That is the most.
I was like, man.
See, now you see. I told you I miss sleep. This is what happens. Niggas writing whole Aurora Monroe arcs and don't even know it.
In some ways, you are living Aurora's life right now. Aurora is missing days too. On the slick. On the slick, no less. But no, yeah, that's wild. That's so crazy. I can't believe that was what was going on. Apparently, I did not have, I guess, you know what it was? Apparently, I didn't have auto start activated for whatever reason. It's crazy, which is wild because I usually do. But yeah, that's neither here nor there.
So before you can even get the Carter, how you doing out of your mouth, Carter, what the fuck is that big ass omnibus you got sitting in front of your Wolverine glizzy holder?
What?
So I've been getting my forearms prepared for the reading I'm about to start doing, because for everybody that don't know, if you are a fan of Kieran Gillen, one of the books Ernie and I have talked about a lot was The Wicked and Divine. That was one of the first things that I had read from him. I actually read that first and then went and read his Young Avengers stuff, finding out that everything that was in Wicked and Divine was kind of the stuff he wanted to do in the Young Avengers, but whatever. Yeah. But the Wicked and Divine compendium dropped this week. So I ordered that. That's on the way here, because I was a dumbass and didn't get it in hardcovers when it was coming out in hardcovers, because I thought that comics are just readily available. I didn't know about these polls and all this silly ass shit, and the creators having to come out of pocket for the hardcovers. And then that's why I gave Ernie the first hardcover for Wicked and Divine, because that's when I was collecting it, which I wholeheartely regret giving him now that I have found out that hardcover he got for free of charge from your boy is going for like $200 on eBay. So I'm kind of salty about that.
Yeah, it does. But I was like, man, how much? How bad do I want to like get a little quick bag right fast?
So the reason I have been, this is the Batman and Robin omnibus from Tomasi and Gleason. The reason I've been reading this recently just to train myself. I'm trying to get into training mode, because that Wicked and Divine compendium that's on the way is huge. Ernie, it's actually bigger than the East of West compendium you have.
Jesus. Which is wild, because it didn't have that many more issues than
yeah, it's 1,448 pages. That's bigger than the Invincible compendiums. That is bigger than the East of West compendiums.
I know why.
So
it's the back matter.
Yep, that's what I think it is, because when they released when it was coming out in hardcovers, there was a bonus hardcover that came with the last one, and I think that's what that was. So yeah, I've just been training because I knew this one gonna do it. But again, thank you, IDW, for my copy of TMNT Return to New York Library Edition. Thank you, IDW, for sending a copy to your boys. But
hey, shout out Penguin Random House too. They
oh, absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
Penguin Random House hooked your boys up.
So yeah, dude,
this shit ain't even out yet. This shit ain't even out yet.
Hold on, I think I still have. I got the
June 24th.
Yeah, it literally just sits there and it's your thing. Hey, big dog.
June 24th.
June 24th. So yeah, dude. I've just been trying to train myself in reading this out, just chilling, because I know as soon as that, I know this actually kind of this some weight. But
yeah, I'm about to say that's like that's like Immortal Hulk level.
It is not. So. It is not. It is not. It is not. It actually has more pages than Immortal.
Oh goddamn! Wait. I wonder. Hold on, I want to see something. Hold on, I'm trying to see something. Oh god damn! Oh, this is a heavy motherfucker.
Yeah. What? Oh my god.
Yeah. This big old weighty tome right here.
Let me explain something to you. You think it's bad for you pulling it off the shelf? Imagine my ass trying to put that in a box to send to you, you prick. That shit. Oh.
Okay. All right.
How is that, Carter? I really like Tomasi and Gleason. You gotta stop making that face. You gotta stop making that face. I really, really enjoy their Batman and Robin run LP3.
Peter Tomasi?
The Tomasi and Gleason Batman and Robin. Even though
goated.
Funny enough, this is not Bruce on the cover. That's Dick.
Yeah.
But so okay. One reason I got that omnibus was for one issue. I enjoyed all of it. Well, technically two. I got it for the Villains Month Two-Face issue they did because I really like that one shot. But then I like the Requiem stuff when they were doing the Stages of Grief with Bruce, where that one silent issue you and I have talked about before. But yeah, I have not read Super Sons. That's an Ernie question. I have not read his Superman. I think that's an Ernie question as well. But that Batman and Robin from them, that has my stamp. That has my stamp of approval on that one. Absolutely.
I'll put it like this: Peter Tomasi's Superman is the first Superman I liked in a long time. So
okay.
If that. Oh, by the way, Murewa has joined the meeting. Actually, he joined the meeting like a while ago. So let's go ahead and jump on over. I'm gonna go ahead and get it started up. We are gonna just kind of go to a brief little. Well, it won't be brief, but we're gonna do a little quick little be right back screen, and we'll pull Murewa in, and we will get started. I'm gonna transition us back over. All right, folks, we're back. I'm actually gonna set this up so we can, because look, Murewa already coming in shooting. Murewa already come out the gate firing, just like just shooting everybody getting laid down. But no, let me shift. Let me shift our windows around just a teensy weensy little bit, because like I said, this is like I said, y'all are killing me right now. Here, let me do this, and we are going to get rid of that. Carter, you don't belong over there.
Oh, wow.
That's not where you go. And Murewa, that is most certainly not where you go.
See, look, you got him in the wrong spot. I'm telling you.
Got him in the wrong. That's what I'm saying.
You finna get in the Akogun is dog.
Look, hey, it wasn't me. I didn't do it, okay? I didn't do it. This is OBS that did this. OBS is fucking with me. So look, let's we're gonna give him his respect, because this is where he belongs. This is a king. This is a king right here. You gotta get some respect on this man. So we're gonna put the king where he go. He can go there. Carter, you just stay back there. You'll be all right.
Back there is crazy. Stay back there.
Diabolical.
I'm just playing. There you go. Now we're better. Everybody's where they're supposed to be. Places, people. Places. But no, Murewa. So first off, look, I want to put a little bit of respect on your name right quick because I know we got some people in here. I know everybody's reading Storm. Everybody should be reading Storm. I'm reading Storm.
Absolutely.
Carter's reading Storm.
Absolutely.
And they should be reading Storm. Yeah, I'm just putting that out there. But but for those who do not know, for some ungodly reason you don't know, Murewa, who we've had on the channel before to talk about Storm, also originally had Murewa on to talk about his other series, Akogun, the Brutalizer of Gods, also the writer for I Am Iron Man, and is like and also wrote, and yeah, I'm gonna make it hot. I'm gonna make it real hot here for just a split second. Also wrote the best part, co-wrote the best part of X-Manhunt. So there you go. The
best events ever.
Yeah. and it is only such. Because you co-wrote you wrote the Storm issue that was a part of it, but you co-wrote the last issue with one of the goats, Gail Simone, and because of that, it was infinitely better than just about everything, except for like y'all's individual parts. It was the best part.
You can look at Murewa and tell there was work done. I guarantee you, if Gail Simone was here, she would be hunched over because of how much her back hurt trying to carry her portion. And we see how bad Murewa had. Look at his beard right now.
Got a back brace on. Just
look at Murewa. Look how much of that beard done grown out from trying to do his part of X-Manhunt. Look at that. Look at that. You know, you ain't seen something like one of your favorite characters in a TV show in a couple seasons, and you see them, they all disheveled in the beard and shit. That's a lot of work right there.
Wait. Why he got to be Morgan off Walking Dead?
That's what I'm saying.
Why he got to be like Morgan off Walking Dead? Like Morgan.
You know why he got to be like that? Because that's what Charles Xavier did to him. Look at that beard, dog. He's been through it. He's been through it. Well, you gonna poke fun at the man when him and Gail both been through it. I'm telling you, the Brutalizer of Blerd is coming. Boy, you finna get fucked up in that man's book. Oh Lord.
Hey, look, I already knew it was coming. I'm owning it. I'm owning it now. I already know the tune is probably already he probably already got like multiple different spreads and layouts. Well, different panels. Yeah.
I like that. He's like, okay, at least you said that part. I'm gonna say, I like that you think you are so arrogant that you gonna die on a splash page or something like that.
No, it's a preview. Like he's like, no.
Book. He gonna lead a splash pages for story. You finna catch it in a panel. We gonna know it's you, but it's gonna be a panel. Splash pages and stuff like that. You don't deserve splash pages.
No. We got like
multiple.
Yeah, we got multiple thumbnails. No, we
got
we got thumbnails.
That Edward Johnson style.
Yeah, we gotta, because they gotta figure out what's like. All right, wait, does this one look good, or wait, do we do this one? Like that's how, that's how you gotta do it.
Let's do everything.
He's like, all right. He says, so wait, so we've. I'm calling it now. The next chapter, there's gonna be some random dude just out here just causing all kind of problems. And Akogun's gonna have to like go through some kind of weird time loop, and in each of those time loops, I'm just getting like, and I'm not even the dude that's causing the problem. I'm just some random dude that just in the palace,
in the background,
like I'm cleaning toilets and shit in the palace, and just out like every so often I just step out and be like, ooh, what's all that noise?
Let me explain something to you, because you didn't catch what just happened. Did you not see the smile on Murewa's face when he said, "Let's do everything"? You're gonna get fucked up in that book. That grin he had on his face when he said, "Let's do everything."
Look, I already know it's over.
That is coming to you. I don't even want to talk about Akogun. I just want to see it. I want to see it and laugh, and I expect a video from you.
I mean, look, wait, come out. You act like I ain't gonna do it. Look. Hey, I will own everything. Okay, I will own everything. I'll probably be laughing. I'll probably be the main motherfucker laughing. I'll be like, God damn, I got fucked up. Look, I'll be like, what was that dude? Oh man, I'm getting cooked. That would be me. I'd be that guy.
I don't even want us to stick on Akogun right now. I want to talk to the man who saw that Thor was just going through it with the Black Winter and said, you know what we gonna do with Storm? We're gonna have her wipe this fool out and just one quick shot real quick. We're just gonna have Storm in Eternity. Just put the boot on him real quick. Get him up out of here. Thor going through it. Aurora, she done got up off the couch in Atlanta, stopped watching Love and Hip Hop, got possessed by eternity, and just wiped the Black Winter out real quick. Respect.
I mean, hey,
Respect.
I think
Respect.
that's love right there. Look, y'all need to put some. Y'all need to understand. This guy is the man. This is like y'all think I'd be bullshitting when I say it, but I was like, this is the best Storm has been in a solo book.
Yeah.
Ever. 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 Fuck what you heard about some of the because look, I've read them. Storm's had a few solo series. I think more than people realize she's had. But yeah, we ain't gonna talk about them. We ain't gonna talk about them. This is the only one. This is the only one to really count. So everything that's been going on lately, because like I said, you've had a lot going on with Storm lately, and like I've been seeing the cachet rise for you over in the X office, and also I'm a snitch a little bit. I've had other people. People of prominence, legends of the business, even putting respect on your name and echoing my same sentiment, saying, "Yeah, Storm is the best X book right now." So, considering when we first spoke, because I remember you telling me, you're like, "Man, we did the." We did I Am Iron Man. We did the Black, White, and Blood. Because I think that was with Moon Knight. And you were talking about how, like, man, dude, Marvel just wasn't calling back. And now going from there to having the best X book, writing the best part of X Manhunt, how does that feel now? Are you on cloud 9, 10, 12? Like where are we at right now?
It feels strange because sometimes I'm writing the script and I'm saying, oh yeah, this happens to Galactus, this happens to Silver Surfer, I'm coming up with all this wild, crazy stuff. I send it over to Tom Brevoort and I'm expecting, like, dude, are you crazy? We have a Fantastic Four movie coming out soon. Why would you do this to this character? Like, and I'll just see the next email sent to the artist, like, yeah, get started on that. And I'm like, what just happened? Like, sometimes you expect some maybe pushback and stuff, and they're like, yeah, we trust you. Like, let's just move. So it feels very, very strange sometimes when I'm working with like some of the big characters, because those are the characters I'm going to be using for Thunder War, and and I'm just like, wait, how are they? Why are they even allowing me to like work with any of these characters right now? And it feels really good that there's just that trust and everything that keep cooking with all this IP.
Well, like you have been like. When I talk about like guest stars, like for those that just had if for whatever reason, somehow, God help you haven't been keeping up. Like when I saw this most recent issue, number 9 that came out, and the previous issue 8, where it was just all kinds of characters just showing up. I was like, good Lord. I was like, look, okay, first off, let me just say the fact that like I knew you weren't playing when I saw Big Bertha. When I saw Big Bertha, I was like, okay, all right. He just doing whatever he want now. Like you a bad. How you walk into Tom Brevoort's office? How you walk in like, hey, I'm gonna need Big Bertha up off you. I'm gonna need Big Bertha up off you. I need She-Hulk too. I need She-Hulk too up off you. And what's Strong Guy doing right now? What's he doing right now? Can I get him?
Yeah. And Abraxas, I'm going to give him the Gods treatment. I'm going to change his entire look and design. Silver Surfer, the fact that it's like silver and golden, I'm going to turn him to like this smoke guy, is that cool with you?
Let me ask you a quick question. Did he have like, I feel like I just never knew what to call him when he had that like that whole like vibe going on. Was that all you? Because I always feel like they never really gave him a name when he like was whenever he was like any other color
No.
but silver.
No, when it was with Donny Cates, it was Silver Surfer Black. So it was silver and black both in the name for some reason. So it was Silver Surfer Black. And I like that look. And I wanted to bring it back, but I didn't want to use the same name and I didn't want it to be like the exact same aesthetic. So I was like, okay, I'm going to bring Silver Surfer Black back just to give that general vibe of how chaotic the cosmic space was at the time. You know, that was the time that, you know, Galactus died. That was the time you had the Black Winter. That was the time, you know, we got teased that Thanos was going to lead like this, you know, horde of Marvel zombies, you know, and all these chaotic things, you know. I want to bring that visual, you know, so I can remember those eras and, you know, can start thinking about those eras. So I'm like, okay, I want Silver Surfer Black again, but just not identical. So I'm like, okay, let me mix and match. I love Better Rebuild by Daniel Warren Johnson. I love that how we did the Twilight Sword and how it was all smoky. And like, okay, I'm going to do that with Silver Surfer. So I'm like, okay, so taking Silver Surfer Black, I'm like, okay, I don't want to use another color, so let me use, you know, Silver Surfer suit. And that was also inspired by, you know, things that Stanley was always doing, you know, always having these alliterations in his names, you know, Peter Parker, you know, and all this. So it's like, so Silver Surfer, so SSS, you know. So even the titles of that issue was also like, you know, Serpent, Salamanders, and Storm, you know, so SSS, you know, so it was, yeah, it was just me having fun.
I like that you're able to, you know, think of it from that side of things, and you know, to still keep your story to still keep your story going. You can still have fun with it like that, but you can still keep everything on point with what you're doing. But then at the same time, you can still troll the hell out of people, because I don't know how many people we're expecting to see Blue Marvel not lift his hand to raise it on somebody. No, to be a damn ref.
Yeah.
You still showing that trolly side. You can keep your story structured. All 9 issues have been going. You've been having fun with them. They've been this serious thing. Eternity. What's gonna happen with Hadid? But I'm gonna make Blue Marvel the ref real quick.
Yeah.
I mean, I hollered.
Still showing that troll side.
No.
Yeah, because I was like, I've been trying to put the Blue Marvel cameos. It was in it's part of the founders of, you know, the Night and Day Hospital in issue 2. So I was like, you know, so when they're going to have this fight of, you know, power shifters, I'm like, these are one of the most powerful characters in the Marvel universe, you know, who would dare step in the ring with them to try to be the referee? And I'm like, oh yeah, Blue Marvel is that badass. You know?
Blue Marvel on Earl Hebner duty is wild.
Wait. Why was I was waiting for a specific moment where he was gonna have to like get involved and be like it's hard. Like, yeah, like sometimes like you watch like baseball or something, like the coaches and the umpires got to get in each other's faces. I was waiting for like somebody to get like in his face and they'd be like bumping chests. Like he's like, oh no, you get out of my face. Oh, no, you get out of my face. No. Oh no, I'm that guy. I get you. I was like, man, look.
No one messes with Blue Marvel.
Like I was really hoping somebody would decide that they forgot who he was and start talking crazy to him so he could like be like, oh, okay, yeah, now I'm in the fight. But no, he's like, no. He's like, I ain't gonna lie. There's some people out there that won't appreciate that decision, but I'm not one. I'm like, no. This makes sense.
Yeah.
This makes sense. You want the baddest motherfucker out there as the referee. You don't want him out there in the ring fighting. It's kind of like when you get to UFC where like Herb Dean got to jump in front of a motherfucker, like, no, get off of him.
Yeah.
Get off of him.
Yeah.
He done. You need that sometimes. So I respect it.
Yeah.
But here's one thing I want to ask you about, because this is something that and then we'll kind of get into some of the upcoming Thunder War stuff. But this is something that like, and I've been telling people about this and just kind of pointing out where I see it. But one thing I think that a lot of people have also appreciated about the series that you have been doing with it, you and Lucas Warren both been doing with this, is all of the all of the anime and manga references that pop up in
Oh
the
yeah.
series. And it's one of those things, like, I never really thought much of it at first until like
Mhm.
it wasn't until I want to say this was I want to say maybe this was like issue 5, maybe. I think it was 5. Yeah, it was 5. But when you started having Storm pulling JJK moves, doing
Mhm.
JJK shit. And for those that don't talk about, I'm gonna just pull this up just so y'all can kind of see it for yourself, just in case for whatever reason y'all haven't seen it. But like, yeah, when Storm was out here like just turning folks into little gumdrops and just
But
swallowing them whole, just I was like, man, this dude's a menace. He's a menace.
yeah, we have more planned. We have more planned. Some Naruto
Oh
moves,
wow.
different things, and we'll be having fun with the SFXs too. You know, look at this last issue where we have the cosmic blizzard shredder. You know, and all this crazy stuff. You know, immortal head smash, boom. You know, so like I'm currently writing like a fight scene now, like with Haddad, that there's going to be an immortal head smash again. You know, we're going to have a
Okay.
callback to it, so it's going to be like crazy stuff. So yeah, it's I like that balance and that fun. Where you have all these cosmic entities that can seem so abstract and so untouchable. You hear things like Abraxas, the physical embodiment of destruction. It sounds so out there until somebody says the bomb entity, and you're like, yeah, I can see what you can use that for. So it's just trying to bring fun into the cosmology, and these characters can be super super fun. Because when it comes to like a lot of mythologies, we understand all these gods, Zeus and all those stuff. But in Marvel, because the gods are like just like, and they are like Avengers, they're like different characters.
Yeah.
The gods in the Marvel universe are the entities. So I want to be able to tell the kind of stories you hear about. Oh yeah, Zeus, cheated on Hera with this person, and all those stuff. I'm able to tell those stories with the cosmic entities. Let's say Eternity and the Never Queen are supposed to be lovers. What if Eternity is doing some part-time things with another entity? We want to see all those things and have fun with it and be like, what does that even mean? And see the implications for the little people. So it's fun stuff. It's very, very, very fun stuff.
The one thing that popped up that popped up in the most recent issue that you already kind of mentioned was because the redesign that y'all did on Abraxas, I actually really liked that redesign, because for those like it was also crazy too, because like you were pulling characters that I hadn't thought about in forever, like, because I think the last time Abraxas was in anything
2001 or
yeah,
something.
2001, it was 2001 Fantastic Four. And and that's like, and I was like, man, I was like also it made me feel really old, because I was like, damn, I was like, it's been like 20 some years since this motherfucker had been in something. God, I said, well, I guess he do need to glow up. Damn. But kind of playing with these characters in such a way, and and kind of putting a fresh face on them, and I honestly feel like a lot of some of these other characters that you brought in, where like I know Marvel has done this thing where sometimes they'll have random like stand-ins for certain gods from across multiple different cultures. You used to see that stuff in Thor a lot. You would see a lot of you wouldn't just see the Asgardian gods, you see the Greek gods, you'd see gods from Native American culture, so on and so forth. But like what I really appreciate is when you started kicking off all the stuff for Thunder War, you were showcasing a bunch of different gods from across multiple different cultures, and putting some respect on their names.
Mm-hmm.
You and Lucas both. Like what I guess for the for the Thunder War, what kind of played into you wanting to pull from some of these different cultures?
Um, it's over here. We've always had this like big dream and goal of, what if Storm or what if Thor fought Shango?
Mhm.
It's always something you hear about. I think there was still one that was trending on Twitter like some months back
Mhm.
that I think the person said Wahala in Valhalla. Wahala is a Nigerian slang that means trouble. So
Uh,
like Wahala in Valhalla, so and the thing like went really viral because the person was telling story about Shango and all those stuff. So I'm like, it's really fun. And while I was doing research into Storm, trying to, because I want the story to have this mythological structure.
Mhm.
So, while doing research, it's okay. Is there any storm god in, Greek mythology, and how did the stories unfold?
mhm.
Is there stories in the Norse mythology? How did their stories unfold in Yoruba mythology? And suddenly I realized that almost like all the pantheons and mythologies have a storm god. It's like also the sky gods too. They are like
Mhm.
almost universal. Same thing with storm gods. I'm like, oh, this is not a coincidence. And then again, I started noticing some similar things like a lot of them have stories related with like giant serpents,
Mhm.
Mhm.
and then I realized that Oblivion is a giant serpent, based on his redesign from gods. I started noticing some of these things, and I'm like, wait. Instead of borrowing things from them, why don't I bring them into the story
Mhm.
and let's see them clash and let's see how interesting this will be. I
Mhm.
remembered how extremely interesting, God the God Butcher was in Thoron, how
Mhm.
he was talking about, even though we've never heard of any of these gods before, we don't know what they are. But every time, Gessian was writing this cool narration about this god that was already murdered and everything, it
Mhm.
just feels very cool. Let me bring one that we all know and we can feel some connection to because they are real life gods.
Mhm.
Let me bring them in and let's increase the stakes. And while doing that, I fell in love with some of those gods myself.
Mhm.
I love Susano because of the way he wears his hat and all cool style, like Raiden from Mortal Kombat. Obviously I love Shango and his, cold red
Mhm.
hair. Uh, there's one that we're introducing soon that I love so much right now. His name is Sugar, and
Mhm.
Okay.
basically he's not even humanoid. He's a thunder god that is just a dragon. And I'm like, yes, give me a
Ah.
dragon thunder god.
Mhm.
So it's just like crazy fun stuff. Like imagine Beta Ray Bill on this thunder god that is a dragon, riding to battle, like, to war, and it's just crazy fun and it's just exciting. So it's both thematically relevant and it's just a lot of fun.
So
you know.
one thing with everything that you're describing right now, because okay, I just want to say the combination of your writing with Lucas's art is astounding. That
Yeah.
that team of you
Yeah.
and Lucas Wernick are just it's obnoxiously good. Like you almost want to be mad. Like, but when
Yeah.
you are talking about, and this isn't even a fucking question, this is just praise from me. But when you're talking about these different mythologies and these different gods, and you trying to describe these different gods, it takes both. It takes the writer to do his thing, but it also takes the artist to do theirs. And when you get into mythologies and describing these other gods and things like that, more often, well, I won't say more often than that because that's gonna hurt people's feelings, but a lot of times when you're describing these things, they could get very, very wordy and they could get very, very just shit obnoxious in a sense to where now you're reading an encyclopedia and you're kind of going
I
away
know what
from
you mean.
reading that comic. So the one thing that I will absolutely give you props for is that you're doing it in a way to where you're still paying attention to both and you're still getting your point across about who or what these things are. So I will absolutely commend you on that. There's one thing I want to bring up. There's one thing I want to bring up that's kind of a violation. And because again, Ernie knows me. I will give you praise all day when it is deserved. But at the same time, I want to get to the comic bookiness of it all real quick. And then I know Ernie's going to bring us back. But the fact that you had Maggot hoisting up Gentle, Bobby Lashley style, pointing to the damn crowd with the roaches crawling on them. I know they're maggots. Shut up, chat. I know that, but I'm gonna call them roaches because that's what in my mind. That's a violation to have them bugs all around him on Gentle of all people.
What?
That was a violation, sir.
I'm not gonna lie. When I saw that, I was like, oh man, not like this. No, Gentle, no. I was like, get out of the way. Like, what was that? I felt like Apollo Creed's coach in Rocky IV. I'm just sitting there yelling at the camera, throw the goddamn towel. I was like, Maggie about to kill him. Maggie about to kill him.
Okay, let me respond to both. The first one is Lucas is just awesome, and it's like even leaving the Krakoa era, is like he's giving more dedication to his pages. You can see it in the panel layout, you can see it in the amount of the background work, you can see it in the characters. And one thing that is really, really good at is probably currently the best artist that's designed in the industry. Like some of the best looks that you're seeing over at Marvel, he designs them. Some of the best costumes, he designs them. So, and it's not just like, design costumes. Sometimes it's design someone's anatomy, someone's structure. Look at the cosmic entity, for example. Design weaponry, design this building. Look at the hospital, look at everything, like everything that has to do with aesthetics, fashion. Someone might know how to draw but can't draw fashion. Everything when it comes to design work is fantastic at it. So is superb work. But then we also have Alex Guimarães, who is the colorist. And Alex and Lucas together are like this perfect team. They're like peanut butter and jelly. So I think they also talk in the back and everything. So, and he tries to mimic Lucas's natural coloring style. And that also makes the book really pop because of how the colors, just work.
Absolutely.
If they were colored differently, it might not work as much, but the colors are just superb. So everyone is working. And then, Tom River just allowing us to do what you want to do, because the book looks extremely different from like a typical Marvel book, because we're just doing different things, allowing us to be able to stretch that muscle and just make it look as different as possible has been superb. Now about Maggot and Gentle, I wanted to I had a whole raffle draw and everything. I wanted to be Big Bertha before Gentle and Big Bertha, and I wanted to almost be this disgusting body horror kind of thing, where Gentle just keeps increasing his muscles infinitely, and Big Bertha keeps increasing her body fat infinitely till they turn into this blob mess and everything. I'm like, I don't think anyone wants to see this. so I'm like, okay.
Look, if you would have done that,
let me just switch this up.
I would have got a call from Carter. I would have got a call from Carter Wednesday.
You almost got a call from me when issue 9 came out for 2 reasons. One, the fact that Strong Guy was able to knock the Tatiana Maslany back in the She-Hulk real quick. Just for her to snap back out of it, to remember she got a Disney Plus series and lay one of, and this is where the colorist part comes in, to lay one of the meanest right hands I have ever seen in a comic image. Because we black people right now, we know this. We have seen those fights where it's just some like, God, like one of them licks,
like,
like
ooh,
dog, she real deal punched him back into Marvel Snap, like for real.
Oh yeah,
like for real. So yes,
Yeah.
and me becoming more of the art snob when it comes to comics, you know, with you bringing up the colors, which I commend, and with Lucas Wernick as well, because that was just one of several shots in that issue. You know, you got Strong Guy just getting
Even though we don't
sent.
see it, even though we don't see it, technically Big Bertha won with a booty slam. You know. but
oh
move on.
yeah, no,
You know,
100%.
that was a cool shot. You know, that was a very cool shot. The image of the Statue of Liberty with the lightning and the tears coming out of her eyes was another really dope one that I really liked.
Yeah, inspired by Watchmen, issue
mhm.
number 2's cover, you know, because
Got you.
and also because we want to address something about, you know, politics and FBI and their relationship with the black community
Yeah.
since the inception of America. But yeah,
I said it was the and you know I want to highlight something that that actually came up in the chat earlier because yeah you yeah as earlier we were talking about, you know, kind of letting the art kind of do some of the lifting, like, and which I think is something that, you know, sad to say, not say this is like a huge problem or anything, but like there are, you know, some comics I've read where it's like, oh man, this person is not letting the artists like really, you know, do their job. And but yeah, like good, like a good, you know, a solid creative team is gonna kind of know when to be like, all right, let me let, like, you know, you're telling your part of the story, be like, hey, let me let Lucas, you know, kind of, you know, pop off, and you know, because you need that visual storytelling too, because visual storytelling can say a lot of the things, you know, so that way they don't have to be just so spelled out. You know,
Yeah.
let allow, you know, both
Subtext.
sides. Yeah, let that actually kind of do its thing. Let it do some of the heavy lifting from time to time. That way you can not have to have the back brace on like all the time. And I like that y'all are both like, you're kind of, you're sharing that load equally with this series. Like it's never like I have never read a single issue of this. Like I said, we're 9 going on 10 issues coming up soon, and not one time have I been like, okay, all right, we okay.
Thank you.
We'll get there. I guess we'll get there eventually. I guess I don't know.
This was like the old. You accidentally just segued me into my question because I did this to Sanford Green. This is one of those Roddy Piper moments where I think you have the answer, but I changed the questions. So with that being said, Murewa, even though I know we ain't gonna answer this question, how long can we expect you and Lucas to be on this book, big dog? How long can we expect Storm to be just riding high with good writing and good art? How long can we expect the trios tag team champion of the world to be on this Storm book? How many more issues we got left of this before we start crying and cussing?
Like I've said since the beginning of this Storm series, it's a team effort in this Storm series. We've been working with a team of fantastic colorists, artists, and writer. You know, we work with Luciano Virtue. All his issues have been fantastic. We've worked with Forrest Fuentes Suo, who often colors the X-Men series with by Jed McKay. We work with Richard Rosenberg on colors, but Alex Guimaraes drawing, coloring most of the issues. Same thing with Lucas, and now we also have Mario Santoro joining the team. It will continue to be a team effort.
Okay.
I'm gonna get killed in that Akogun for asking that question. I hope you know.
That
was a very gangster way of not answering that question. But yeah, for me having the gall to ask that question, I'm getting killed. I know it's coming. I know it's coming.
Well, why did suddenly Murewa turned into Ed Wunsler all of a sudden. It's like,
Oh no, he turned into one of them same FBI agents. They got whooped in limbo, just fucking around. That's what that was.
He's like,
I
okay,
can't do anything but respect it. I can't do anything but respect it because I will say, with the 9 issue we have gotten so far, I have loved each and every one of them. I have not, and this is coming from somebody who I am a fan of the character, but when it comes to solo series, I've never had an instance of something just grabbing me and wanting me to be like, damn, I need more of this. Now I'm gonna have to fucking wait. So, and I will absolutely, you have been someone who has absolutely, not just me, not just Ernie, but there are several people who did not expect to go into a Storm series being like, yeah, that's at the top of the pile. That has to get read. That has to get pulled.
Off top.
Yeah, all jokes about X-Manhunt aside, that is still a book to where it's still grabbing you. It is 9 issues in, and we've seen it too many times with it, as long as we have been doing this, to where there's gonna be like that lull period. There's gonna be that one issue where it wasn't at the same, but it hadn't been the case with this book. Which is wow. You see, look at the beard. I'm telling you, he's working out. He's wearing himself out. Look at the beard.
So like, next time we see him, he's gonna have the Kimbo slice. You had the Kimbo slice.
I feel you. It does, because we're juggling more characters now, and we're using a style like similar to manga and some serialized shows. Often we have episodic stories, where each episode is almost like standalone. Then we have the story arc style where, basically writing for the trade, each volume separately, So, but what we're doing now is, like the maxi series style, where it's all connected. There's technically no arc. The arc is the entire run. So, and that's why it feels so connected. So yeah, you are correct. As it goes, it becomes, it becomes almost schizophrenic. Be like, Dr. Day and this. Oh man, I need to bring back this guy from 5 issues ago, and so anything. So yeah, it's as difficult as it's getting as we're moving. Is actually getting more fun and exciting, because now you're having more and more tools. Look at the spell that was used against Storm in issue 2 coming back in issue 7. Dr. Voodoo will probably come back into the fold again, and like that. It's just extremely fun. The FBI agents will come back, but we've kind of seen how sinister they can be. That. Because a lot of people look down on them in their first appearance, like, dude, they're just guys with guns, But in this issue, I would say that, these are guys that can go the length to do terrible things. They went to Limbo to negotiate with demons that have been fighting battles for 10,000 years, just so they can get into Storm Sanctuary. Yeah. What would they do? Who would they negotiate with if they suddenly deem Storm so powerful that they need to take her out? Who would they make a deal with? Suddenly you're like, oh, okay, these guys are dangerous, So that's kind of how we're building it, and it's just super fun if something from issue 2 just pops up in like issue 15, all the things we love about series like Invincible, and so that's the style we're going with this, and it's incredibly fun, and yeah, it's making the beards fuller.
Ernie, the FBI is hating on this woman so hard. They went to Limbo to try to figure out how to get access to a crib in Atlanta. That is outlandish.
But when you think about it, it's on brand, because we've seen in history, we've seen in our real world history that we've seen our American government agencies, the FBI, the CIA. We've seen even down to the local level with just general police. you know, in usually that case, it's just dirty cops. But but still, there being deals, wheeling and dealing that's going on, saying, hey, look, tell you what, we'll fuck with you, let you do what you're doing over here, but you kind of help us like keep eyes on what's going over here, maybe help shut this down over there.
Yeah.
That's like hell, literally almost the entire plot of Snowfall.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is based on real events.
Yeah. In international politics, we've seen wars kickstarted just so some let's say American companies can keep their oil wells and keep mining oil, so things like that, so, and like, dude, people are dying just because of just this thing, so yeah, it's on brand.
I did like the instance of them going to limbo as trying to give I think it was Zolel their sales pitch, and then even this demon just G-checks them real quick.
It's like, nah, man.
I did like that part. Because normally in other comics, you see that they'll just go hook, line, sinker, and they'll be that cannon fodder. But just to like G-check these people, to like the nerve of you know how long I've been around. I have seen it all. I have done it. That was a pretty cool moment to where you're showing that, at least in this book, I mean, talk about the other books, I'm talking about in this book, for the most part, the people that should have some sense have some sense. You know what I mean?
Even if Spider-Man beats them in another issue.
Yes, they got some brains up there, man. So I do appreciate that part, because you don't see that with a lot of books, man. So yeah, I just, it's just smart writing as a whole, and we need a lot more of that nowadays, man. We do.
I actually really like that. One thing I wanted to ask, because you set us up quite nicely by the time we get to the end of this most recent issue with the upcoming Thunder War, and you kind of hit us with a little bit of a because you kind of has a little bit of a swerve on it, just a touch, because we knew that Storm was getting ready, Eternity's getting ready, getting the weight up, basically doing the Rocky Balboa, running through the streets of Philly, running up the stairs, chasing a chicken and all this other stuff. Trying to get ready, punching the slabs of meat in the meat locker, getting ready for the fight. And by the time you get to the end of this issue, you find out that kind of similar to what Carter was talking about earlier. Just by the time you think you know the answers, the question has been changed. It's no longer about the brawl for it all between Eternity and Oblivion. It's now Eternity having to go up against somebody who is already laid Oblivion down. And and now we got this big bad, just like, first of all, I just want to say, when you first showed me the design for this guy, and here I'm gonna pull this shot up right here. When you showed me I was like, okay, first off, this is a bad motherfucker right here.
Did y'all catch that low-key stunt he just did? When you showed me the design, did y'all catch that low-key stunt he just did?
I noticed too. I noticed.
Wait a minute. What? I ain't lying.
It's slick.
Hey, I'm just look. Okay. First off, I just want to say that I'm proud of myself, because I kept my motherfucking mouth shut for a long time. So I kept my mouth shut.
How dare you say long time? Don't get me in any trouble. I just showed you today.
Yeah, I just saw it. Look, I just saw it. It was right here. But no, I was good. But no, what can you tell? I mean, obviously you've already kind of told us a lot just with that final scene, but what more can you tell us about this bad mamma jamma, Haddad?
Okay, so this isn't too much of a spoiler, isn't a spoiler, but it gives us context to know what's going on here. And it's her dad was basically the previous host of Eternity before Storm. You know,
Okay.
we know Eternal Madness from Eternal Madness the Insane from issue 5, and we know Storm. But you know, that was 3 billion years ago and now. But we also know something terrible happened 1 billion years ago. So what was that thing? And that was Haddad. And he was the host for Eternity at that time. So the question now is, where has he been all this time? Why is he back? Why does he have a grudge against the universe? With the way Eternity has been treating Storm right now, did he do the same thing with Haddad and he's back for revenge, you know? So this is some, you know, there's some personal connection here, you know, and this is someone that only the one above all could stop. The last time he went nuts, you know, so what's going to happen here when he has to face Storm? So those are the kind of stakes there. There's that, and then there are the Thunder Gods, you know, the ones we've met, Shango, all those stuff, and they too have different factions, you know, those that want to fight in support of Haddad and those who want to, you know, help stop him, you know, and it's like, how is this going to happen? And Storm as well wants to have a revenge against them, like she told Thor. She wants to go against the ones that attacked her, you know, and she also wants to kill Eternity as well, just the way Haddad wants to kill Eternity. So it's this like Game of Thrones-esque kind of thing of Thunder Gods and Cosmic Entity having grudge matches and revenge schemes against each other. And it's like, you know, how would this unfold? You know, would one above all have to like step in? Or will someone even assassinate the one above all? Like, what's going to happen here? So it's fun stuff, exciting stuff, and you know, yeah, it's crazy.
Well, you had me back in I think this was issue 8. I think it might have been issue 8. Where I think it's kind of really the first time we get a look at, it's not like a close-up look, but like we kind of get a far-off look of him. And there's a shot, I'm gonna pull this up for the people watching live, but there's part where like and this is what actually had me hype, was like I was like, okay, this guy's got to be a bad motherfucker, because you basically said that he grew so mighty that he wove eternity as his cloak and forged death into his war club. The Phoenix Force was his armor and infinity was his shield. And like there was only one person who could put paws on him. And it's like that's how that's how strong he was, that like literally the only person who could take him down was, you know, the one above all. So like I thought that like basically you basically booked this guy strong right out of the gate, so that way we know when we see him pull up that, you know, oh yeah, no, it's nothing but trouble. It's nothing but trouble after that. There's nothing else after.
If you can see characters like Thor, you know, Thor beat an elder god like Tyrannos, you know. Thor has gone against cosmic entities as well. You've seen Thanos, you know, Thanos go against cosmic and stuff like that. You know, so if you're now saying, you know, the first storm god, you know, the god that all other storm gods were cut from, you know, Zeus, Thor, all these other gods, they are inferior copies of this one storm god, you know, and it's like, imagine how powerful it would be, which is the odd thing, you know, that even in some you know, historians, you know, when they're doing analysis, you know, they're saying most of the storm gods in Eurasia, for example, are inspired by Baal Hadad, you know. That's why they have some of these similar stories, you know, where Thor will fight against the Midgard serpents, you know, just like Hadad fought against Lotan, you know, who is also a similar serpent creature, you know, and some of all these other, you know, things, you know. So yeah, Zeus against Typhon, you know, and some of these other stories are inspired by the oldest storm god, So I'm using that so in the Marvel mythology that all other storm gods are basically cut from him. It was the original. So imagine how powerful it would be, we're saying, oh, there's the Thor force, Well, imagine someone that had that force, how crazy that would be. So it's so I need to set him up to be that guy. And when you have this powerful villain, you've set up his power scale. So it's now time for us to know what are his motivations, why is he doing what he's doing, and get to understand this character and his actions, what are the consequences. What will, in issue 5, we saw that the primordials are always supposed to be. That's, death, oblivion, infinity, and eternity. And he just killed one of the 4 primordials. What will happen to the state of existence now that one primordial is gone, So those are all these questions and answers that we intend to, address as we move forward. So it's really exciting stuff.
Well, I can definitely say that whatever comes next, I mean, I'm not gonna hold you. This is about this. I think this might be this is gonna be the toughest fight, I think, for Storm. Just like that she is ever, like, she's faced a lot of crazy stuff. Even already in this series thus far, not just this series, just period across our entire history. And this is definitely gonna be something that's gonna be hard.
Yeah. I was writing a scene and I almost started crying because I was like, oh my God, what am I doing to Storm? What am I doing to Storm? What am I doing to Storm?
So here's a question for you.
Am I an evil god,
You know what? And just to go back to something that Ernie just said, and this is a question for you just personally, because we've seen it with a lot of writers, to where the next writer that comes behind them or to do another story, they have to in a sense kind of pull some of those threads from the previous writer and stuff like that. They don't have to copy their story, but they have to make their own story just with the elements that were left for them. A good example would be Ta-Nehisi Coates now, to where the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda is still a thing. So how does it feel for you to where, with everything that you are doing with Storm and it being so well received, how does it feel that now whoever the fuck follows you, they got to pull from them threads now? Because you are that guy that's giving her all of this extra added depth and lore, especially with these Thunder Gods and with Thunder War coming on, that they can do their own story, but Murewa did this, and this that was so good. Like, I gotta pull from that. So how is it gonna feel for you now that you're that guy? You that brother that they got to pull from. So those same names you listed with Stan Lee and all of them, now they got to pull from Murewa after he kills Blerd in his Akogun series. But yeah,
this motherfucker.
I don't want to think about it that way or too much that way because you never know. You might just be like, oh yeah, the next person that'll take over, or the next, this person that takes over. The next person might take over and be like, yeah, that thing we did, yeah, wiped clean. She's back with the X-Men. She doesn't have her powers anymore. All she has is, just lightning now. She doesn't even control the full weather spectrum. And yeah, we need her to be able to fit into like the other X-Men more because she's getting too powerful. OP characters are difficult to write, It might just be that. And if I had expectations, I might just, get heartbroken. So I'm not thinking about that. What's the goal I have necessarily in that sense is this, which I oddly enough also put it in a speech that Storm says when talking about Krakoa. And sometimes it's not about the kind of legacy you want to leave is not, oh yeah, pull from this and stuff. Is I want people to know that this character of color, this female character can reach these heights. you know. So it's not necessarily about the story elements, you know. Things like, for example, every week that Storm has come out for 8 issues now, she's been in the top 10. You know, I don't think it's happened before for any of our series.
You
You know,
better pat
she's
yourself
been-
on the back. You better stop bullshitting in here. You better pat yourself on the back. You better do it.
Look, if you
better
won't
do
do
it.
it, look, look, you won't do it. I'm dropping the bomb, you know, for you just because.
So, you know, for the first, you know, 8 issues, she's been in the top 50. You know, you're seeing a lot of videos, you know, YouTubers talking about it. Everybody's saying this is really interesting stuff. You know, there are a lot of more established male characters, male white characters, not trying to bring race into it, but that she's outselling right now, you know.
Yeah.
And it's not because we're saying, oh yeah, those characters don't deserve success or anything. It's just now forever. It's not, oh, we don't have to put Storm on an X-Men team. Oh, we don't have to make Storm the lead. Oh, we don't have to do a Storm solo because Storm doesn't sell. That won't be a point anymore.
Right.
You know, like when we're doing this, you know, Tom specifically told me, like, you know, he has faith in this, but man, try not to get your hopes up because Storm series don't necessarily do well, you know. So he was like, don't plan for as long as you want, but prepare for 5 issues. That's how small we were starting. You know, if it was for another series, you know, I think like X-Men, it was like 16. You know, if it's Avengers, like 12. You know, if it's like all the other X-Men characters, like 12. You know, and if something happens, maybe you get it reduced. So this one was like, yeah, it's 5 first. You know, and let's see how it grows because of Storm's track record. You know, so but now when considering that track record, it would be like, oh yeah. There's this Storm series that got to 12 issues. You know, we've not even gotten the Storm series that have got to 12 issues before. The longest running one is 11 issues. So we got one that got to 12 issues, we got one that continued, we had this run, we had this, you know. So it's sold at this level throughout consistently, you know. Those are the kind of legacy I want to have, you know. A lot of stories, you know. For example, I think anytime there's always this big X-Men relaunch, is like Storm is never like one of the, except it's Claremont writing it, is never one of the first batch of mutants to be addressed. You know, it's like, oh yeah, we do this first, yeah, we'll bring Storm in later. You know, we do this first, we'll bring Storm in later, you know. And if we can put her in the forefront, now it's like, why do we put Storm later? Like, maybe we'll be able to say she's a big seller, you know. If a writer didn't want to use Wolverine, if a writer doesn't like Wolverine, Marvel will probably tell you, are you like, do you need some medicine? Are you okay? Do you want to have a successful run or not? Because if you don't put Wolverine in your book, you're not going to get those royalty checks. Your royalty checks are going to be very low, you know. So I'm hoping that if we can prove that, you know, Storm can be extremely successful and everything, you know, next time when you're doing stuff, I'll be like, you're not going to put Storm. Person will be like, nah, I think her power is confused. It's like, yeah, I think you should use Storm, you know. I think you should use Storm because, you know, yeah, because you need those sales, you know. It's like X-Force. Deadpool was not supposed, Deadpool won't be in the run, but they still put him in issue 1 just to first get that big sales at the beginning, and then so things like that. So it's like, yeah, you know, you have to put some Deadpool appearance in X-Force. You have to have Wolverine in an X-Men book, you know. You know, look at Magic selling now. Magic is an X-Men. So it's like, yeah. So moving forward, it's going to be like, you want to have a new era, you want to have a this, you have to have a plan for Storm. You can't just say you've shelved Storm. So, you know, that's the kind of legacy I hope to be able to create more than the story elements. But yes, the story element does feel good. I think, I'm not sure if I don't even think it was my stuff they were referencing, but just Marvel Rivals talking about a sanctuary. I was like, ooh, you know, it felt good. Yeah, it felt good. So yes, it does feel good, but I don't think about it too much. It's more on, let's show that you can have a powerful black character and it can still be very, very interesting, and you can do cool things with that.
That was a very humble and very sincere way of saying I'm not thinking about it because I already know I did it. I already know I'm that guy. That was a very gangster way of saying that.
He's like, I'm
him. Yeah. Because I already caught it's one whole arc. That just means when that omnibus come out, stormed by Murewa Ayodele, I know what that means.
You know what time it is.
We got him for a minute. We got him. We got him.
Well, look, and look, just go ahead and get ready, because look, I'm calling it now. Y'all gonna mess around and see some announcements. I'm not saying I don't have any inside track on this. I'm saying I'm manifesting this. Y'all gonna see some rivals. Y'all look, matter of fact, no, not just rivals. You're gonna see that Tokon, that Marvel Tokon.
Oh, yeah.
You go see Storm in that motherfucking Wakanda suit. You gonna see her in that Wakandan armor and that Eternity fit. Y'all gonna see it. Y'all gonna see it. Y'all just wait. I'm just look.
Man, I love the armor. I love that one. That's what she's wearing throughout Thunder War. She's wearing that armor. She's like, yeah, like I'm going for those guns. That armor, it's nice. It's so nice.
Well, just real quick, because I do got some questions from the chat. If you got a little bit more time, I wanted to see what you had to say about this, because we got a couple of people that wanted to see what was up. So because of I'm assuming this is because of how much you've inserted a lot of like anime and manga isms into the book. We had one here. Oh, wait, there it is. We had one from Seal Unit 2000 who asked, so is fusion gonna be a thing? Is it like, I think technically it already is, but I just want to get your...
It's already is now.
It's already in there. There you go.
You already have Eternal Storm. You already have Silver Surfer Suit. Those two are fusion. Omega Maggot is Aegon and Maggot. You've had 3 fusions already. So yeah,
it's almost more like JJK. It's almost like like Sukuna. It's almost like that's what it's almost kind of like I'm not gonna lie, I was actually kind of waiting for him to turn around, have one of them nasty Storm, one of them nasty eyes like in the side of his face, like just turn around, be like, and then all of a sudden you turn like, you ain't doing what I told you to do.
It's like Sukuna is like the 9-tailed fox from Naruto. He's with that, and in both instances, they don't get along in the beginning. Or at all. I don't think Sukuna ever gets along with Itadori at all. So yeah, they don't get it. So yeah. And that's like the relationship Eternity has with Storm.
Now, this is another one. This is from Gokon Sure His Baby's Father. This $5 super chat says, Murewa, if Mystique is appearing in a future issue, can we please get that one-sided fight reference from X-Men Evolution, please? Look.
Damn!
Look, dude, why Dude, Mystique catches shrapnel. She ain't even done nothing. She ain't done nothing yet. I mean, she has, but we ain't talking about that. No, like Mystique minded her business over there. She got 5 issues and was like, "No, I'm over here doing my stuff." She ain't messing with Storm right now, dude. You trying to get her killed? Well, and I guess this is another one that's kind of popped up a little bit too. We got Blonde China was asking. I'm late, just going in. Can we ask about the including Arako mutants? Because technically we did see Iska the Unbeaten hanging out with the squad, with the Fight Club that is not supposed to be talked about. And like, I guess, because really. We've seen some of the Iraqi mutants in, and then we saw some of them in like NYX and I think there was like one other book where we might have seen some, but is there like, have you had any ideas about? I mean, obviously Thunder War is kind of like the main thing right now, but like, has there been any thoughts on like adding any others, kind of like similarly to how you did with like Maggot, like bringing Maggot over to kind of be a supporting character for Storm?
Arako currently is still like in flux, we're still kind of building what state is going to be. especially because of an event that's coming after Thunder War. The event
Mm.
after Thunder War is a line-wide event, and
Mm.
it's going to
Okay.
involve a certain person,
Mm.
which you should already know who it is, So yeah, we're going to know more of the state of things
Mm-hmm.
during that event, So during that event, I'll be able to use things more than, just a little bit cameo here and there. I was even surprised I was able to use this cameo, I wanted this card, I wanted characters that people already liked. I know that, our friend with Storm from Morocco. And I also wanted to use Iska the Unbeaten, almost like, for people that know the Krakow era, would be like, oh yeah, of course they won, Like, of course they beat the demons that fast because Iska the Unbeaten was there, So, things like that, just as a little extra layer of storytelling.
Okay. All right.
Mm. Mm.
Well, I'll say this because I don't want to make it hot. I don't want to go into that next storyline because I think I might already. I've kind of been guessing at what the next thing is because it's kind of been a while since they did some stuff with a certain character, and I think it's fast approaching. There's a certain thing that has happened recently. They haven't addressed since. So, but yeah, I do think you'll see. Rocco's gonna be fine, y'all. I think Rocco's gonna be fine. Also, right here. This is actually some of these aren't. I'm skipping around. I want to just real quick, full disclosure. I'm skipping around some of the super chats that don't really have anything to do with what we're talking about. I'm gonna get to those after we finish the interview. But I want to focus on stuff that Murewa can actually speak to just right this second. We got one right here from TJ Tennant with the $4.99. Says, will we see Storm eating? Will we see Storm eating? Oh man, is this a gege or is it a gege bread?
Agege bread.
Yeah, or making it rain so we can bag some pure water. That's Tuesday. That's Tuesday for Storm. That's Tuesday.
In issue two, someone tries to offer her pure water. You see it, those are the water bags. So yeah, I put water bags there. She hasn't been to Nigeria since issue two. But yeah, there was a cover I was trying to suggest that she's like eating something and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll see. There's some Nigerian things I've been trying. There's this game called Awili in some other parts, but in Nigeria it's called Ayolokmo. That I was planning that she was going to play with T'Challa or something, there are plans of more African vibes that are trying to pull into this. In Thunder War, she's going to have an assault on Orun. Orun is just like Asgard is to the Norse gods. Orun is to the Orishas, So she's going to have an assault on Orun, trying to, get to Shango and beat his ass, So yeah. Yeah, there's going to be all that. Yeah.
Dude, Storm about to fuck him up.
Yeah. So yeah, we have that, and as the story proceeds, we have some down to earth stuff and more African references.
Okay, and then we got I don't know if you can actually speak to this. I feel like this one's gonna be
burner account. This is not my burner account.
Oh,
No.
okay. I was like, you might only be able to say like yes or no to this.
Pretty much.
Me, yes.
Okay.
But basically, this is from Antoine Dotson. Says, with the 499 super chat says, do you have plans for what Storm 16 through 20 will be?
So that's guaranteed omnibus. That's guaranteed omnibus.
Yeah, that's hardcover right there.
Storm by Murewa right there.
We ain't even got to vote on this one. You ain't got to go to Uncanny Omar and vote on this. You just it's happening.
Okay. Let me try to count it.
This man still be counted.
Okay, so I've been told I can start 16. So, and I think they'll just green light every 5 issues. So I think 16 to 20 should be guaranteed. So, but that's also yeah, still stress will be guaranteed. So, but I'm also hoping so that it can go longer. The arc after Thunder War, I know Thunder War is going to do well. There's no it's not going to. So, but is the arc after Thunder War, if that does well as well,
Mhm.
16 to 20 and beyond will be super guaranteed.
And you already got some ideas in mind for what that's going to be anyway.
Oh, yeah. I already wrote the letters page for the last issue of Thunder War, where I tease what will happen in 16 to 20.
Okay. Exclusive. Drop a clues ball for exclusive.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. This is 100%. We look. Let me.
Two words.
Yeah.
Scarlet Witch.
Well, I'll say this much for just for the strength, the staying power of the series. It's a testament to what you've been able to cook up and proof positive that Storm is bankable. Storm is a character that should be able to go to any book. I do agree with you. Yeah, the Wolverine gets a lot of love. But I feel like Storm should be the same. I feel like Storm has fans on a level, and maybe I actually think, with Wolverine, I think, for all of his popularity, I feel like you also have about just as many people who are like, okay, yeah, Wolverine, he's everywhere. Can we see somebody else? I think that Storm should be that character that who has been around so long, but like has not gotten that same level of respect. The fact that she's been in the Fantastic Four, the fact that she is now an Avenger, she's not on an X-Men team right now, should be proof of that. And the fact that this series is running as strong as it has been, is also kind of proof to that.
I think we're getting that. I think we've got all the I think almost all the Marvel video game announcements. She's been there. She's been a star. X-Men versus Godzilla, she's there. All the like company-wide crossover with the X-Men, she's there. She has a couple of cameos also in Doom, one word under Doom. So yeah, she's an Avenger. She's showing around. So yeah, I think she's starting to have that reputation of, even in Miles Morales, she shows up. She starts to have the reputation of, oh yeah, you want your book to have this boost, Even the recent Black Panther series, a lot of the variant covers were Storm variant covers. So I think she's starting to have the reputation of, oh, you want your book to sell, put Storm in it, which is good for the character's cachet.
So it's basically what we're saying is when we get that, when Kevin Feige stops bullshitting and we finally get X-Men in the MCU, we're gonna see Murewa get a credit, because they're gonna cop something. They're gonna have to cop something for this, because you ain't gonna sit here and lie to me and tell me y'all went back to that
you can't bullshit at this point. You can't at this point.
Yeah, you can't go back and tell me
at this point.
Well, no, actually, we didn't pull from Murewa's one. We pulled from that bullshit that bullshit that was getting thrown up all them other years. Now you a lie, and the truth ain't in you. You a lie. That ain't where y'all got that from. Don't look. The Lord don't like ugly, and don't like lies either. And y'all gonna see. Y'all look. I'm calling now. Goddammit, I'm calling now. Yeah, just give me about a year. Give me about a year. We're gonna see it. Whatever that when we see that was it Avengers Doomsday? Just watch the credits. Whatever. If Storm show up and got on the Eternity Fit, because they know they know what they need to do. If y'all see her in the Eternity Fit of that Wakandan armor, y'all go see it and be like, yeah, man, special shout out to Murewa Ayodele and Lucas Wernick, out here.
The Eternity Fit will be sick.
I'm just saying. Look, just go ahead and get your tux ready. Go ahead and get your tux ready, because we gonna see you out there. We're gonna see you out there.
It'll be if it shows up in vibranium armor or eternity fate,
yeah.
we'll go to the cinemas like in the first Black Panther movie where people were wearing dashikis and agbadas and stuff in the cinemas.
This motherfucker, look, I can already see it. This motherfucker gonna show up. He gonna have on the suit. He gonna have the little sash and everything. He gonna have the dude. Look, y'all act like I don't know, but no, I just so. One last thing. This is actually me. This ain't from nobody else but me. So I know we've joked about it. We've joked about it. We know we got Thunder War coming up. Okay, first let me address this. If y'all ain't got this shit in your pull box, I'm assuming a lot of y'all do because this book's selling like hotcakes. But if y'all ain't got it in your pull box, I have seen a couple of people in the chat say they haven't quite gotten into it yet. So I'm just gonna say this: go to your comic shop, say you want the whole series in your pull box. Get all of it. Just say, hey, everything Storm that's coming in. Just say, hey, I want it in the pull box.
Worst case scenario. Start with Thunder War. Pick up Thunder War. Pick it up for your friend. Pick it up for this. It's going to be like something as big like Secret Wars. It's going to be really, really crazy. So don't miss out.
And just
after I saw that.
F
the Beyonders. We're talking about F the Molecule Man. We're talking about the one above all here.
Yes. Look, man. Let's be real. Ain't nobody looking for them. We only looking for the one above all out here. One above all day, every day. What I want to know is Akogun, Brutalizer of Gods. When we getting that next installment up out of you in the tune? When's that next? When's that coming? When we getting that?
It's a couple of things. Number one, I think I've not fully mastered yet how to write multiple stories at the same time. It's like I told you with this Storm series, as it's going, I'm even getting slower. Like some scripts, I do spend a whole month writing a script. It does take that long. So yeah, there's that. I wake up in the morning, write, research till it's night time. So it does get that crazy. So that's been one challenge. And also I think Oni Press 2 is trying to like do the whole full recoupment of money, like do the whole collection, do the trade, the library thing, international edition, do the whole run, like all those novels, do the whole run and be like, okay, this is what we got, and then let's start the second volume. So that's what's holding back. So yeah.
Well, I can say this before we let you go out of here, man. From what you just said just now, from waking up, your research, you're writing, and there is something that you want to get across with Storm. You've already discussed it. This is just me telling you, but from the 9 issues that we have gotten, brother, you have absolutely achieved what you have wanted to achieve with this character.
Thank you.
Oh, 100%.
Absolutely. There's nothing but praise coming from over here, dude.
100%.
You set out to do a job and you absolutely did that job with flying fucking colors. Absolutely.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your kind words.
Well, I guess man, thank you so much for taking the time to trip with us. Thank you for blessing us with your presence.
Thank you for having me.
Dude,
it's nice being on this other end of the screen, It's nice. So yeah.
Well,
have a wonderful day.
You got you got an open door over here, man. So you just whenever, just whenever, man. Look, we'll matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna say it now. I'm gonna extend the offer now. When we when we get because Thunder War will officially start with number 10. I believe 10. It is the case. So when we get to the end of Thunder War, I want to see if we can get you back in here. I want to see if we get you back in here so we can kind of do a little
Recap.
yeah, we do a little post game special.
And Carter can do the Secret Wars comparison
Yeah.
without raised eyebrows.
Well, look.
Okay.
I'm just look.
Okay.
I'm look. I'm gonna be here for it. I'm gonna be here for all of it. So I'll be like, look, hey, I'm telling y'all right now.
And I'll be like, is this your king?
Is it? Hey, be like, what's my name? Tell him.
Tell him. Supposed to be killing Ernie. What the fuck did I do? What did I do to deserve this?
Look, hey, look, y'all go know Murewa was the one who knocks. Okay.
Oh, wow.
He's the one who knocks. Okay. Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? That ain't me. That wasn't me doing that. That was Murewa that did that. Y'all just couldn't see it. That was him that did that. But no, Murewa, thank you so much for hanging with us, and we'll get you. Like I said, we'll definitely get you back. And we're gonna take. I'm gonna cut away, y'all. Just one more time. One more time for y'all's mind. Just real quick. Thank you all for being so cool and awesome with Murewa and just engaging with the conversation, everything, and the awesome questions and stuff like that. We are going to be right back. And when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about we're going to talk a little bit about some street sharks, because some street sharks are happening. That's a thing, in case y'all didn't know. And we are also gonna I don't know if we have time, we might talk a little bit about the diamond situation that's gone. It's kind of wild. I know we keep putting it off, and every time we put it off, something crazy happens. So I feel like now we might want to just go ahead and do it now. Otherwise, we're gonna find out tomorrow that the building just melted into the ground. So anyway, we'll be right back, and y'all make sure you hit that like button while we're gone. I fucked up. I had muted that just in case. All right, we're officially back. Oh my goodness, man, Carter, we just had an amazing chit chat with Murewa. Dude.
No, so one thing you got to do, you have to at this point, before Gavin just like pulls like a heel Stone Cold and just beats you and Cynthia with steel chairs for that great art comment that you didn't think he heard. You got to do another BRB screen with Kevin Costner from Man of Steel, just saying, don't move a muscle. You got to do that. That needs to be the next BRB. That needs to be the next BRB, because that is nuts.
You know what? I'm hooking it up as we speak. You
can't say we'll be right back. You just don't move a muscle. Just
look, that might be the new one. That might be the new one in perpetuity. Shit. Y'all think I'm bullshitting.
That is wild.
Y'all think I'm bullshitting. Like, that's a look. I'm not above. Like, look. Let me make something clear. I'm not above it. I am most. Look, it is. As a matter of fact, it is quite beneath me.
Right, or
rather, I'm quite beneath it.
I want to get through these other super chats and stuff real quick. Devontre gifted one when we started. He gifted a Blerd Without Fear membership.
Yeah. Oh, here, let's do this. Let's do it like this, and we will. Here, let me pull this up and bring back the display capture. And oh my god, this thing like is doing all kind of it was how I had to do the. There you go. But
Gavin gifted you 5 when he heard that great artist comment about Lucas Werning. He still gave you 5. Still,
I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, we accept that. We accept that. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's a. Let me do that. There we go. Let's scroll down because like I said, we got some like all the way down. We got a lot of stuff. Here we go.
There we go.
Yeah, bam.
Yeah, right there. Gokon Shuri's baby's father with the 5 saying, DC, get up. Don't let Marvel beat y'all on the game inside. They crip walking on y'all. Funny. I have a funny story about DC. I haven't even told Ernie about, but we'll get to that one later on. He gave us another $2 and he wants Murewa to handle the Storm books and her movie. Boy, you just heard him say that he don't know how to multitask like that. Let him just give us quality Storm books before you try to put him in a feature-length film.
I don't know. We can do that just yet. We gotta get the other stuff first.
Real. You already read that one from Gokon Shuri's baby's father as a question from Murewa, actually. So you can go ahead and scroll up real quick because I think I know who this one's from. Yeah, that pansy Nick Shafani donated $19.99 through a super chat saying, "Here to supporters, my guy spell check got his ass real quick right there."
Oh,
appreciate that. Appreciate that $19.99, and I can't help but see somebody named Brooklyn Rob followed you on Twitter.
hey.
I just started thinking of Bruh Man and Hustle Man from Martin real quick, like Brooklyn Rob coming through you, and that Brooklyn Rob down the street. You know that's the one who said the bootlegs, Ernie Brooklyn Rob.
Well, thank you, Brooklyn Rob, and also Nick. Thank you for that. 1999. Super chat. We also got Weed Man Way with the 10 says this man leveled Storm up to her rightful place in Marvel, and he showed up to Blur Koa. I love this. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what it's all about.
Y'all know that y'all fucking up the canon. Y'all fucking up the lore right now. You know Blur Koa been dead. He just ain't changed the name.
Oh yeah, I haven't. It
just ain't decided what the name is supposed to be.
Wait,
Blur Koa is dead and gone.
Are we gonna call it can we call it the Blur? Is it the Blurred Sanctuary? Is it Blurtron? Is it the shit? I'm trying to think of something else.
Whatever it is,
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, whatever it is, Monumental Comics wants you to know that whatever this place is, he loves that you bring on great writers. Donating 10 for bringing on great writers, and that's much appreciated. Monumental Comics. That was fun. That was absolutely fun.
That really was. Also, shout out to Wee Man Wade, who just was out here gifting Blur Club Gold membership, just out here. Jesus Christ.
Just spreading the dime bag wealth of just gifting out 5 real quick.
Lord,
Gavin said that he where's that comment I just saw? He said he just sold a page from Action Comics and figured he would share the wealth. What? That's why you got those gifted memberships real quick, real fast.
Gavin, first off, I just want to say shout out, because not only is the man out here spreading the wealth, but I also just want to point out, y'all, Gavin wasn't lying about that JSA 8. He wasn't lying about that JSA 8. It was folks getting their heads straight up gone upside of but no, thank you so much for that. Thank you. And one of these, you know what? One of these days, because Carter, you didn't get to have the pleasure, because, well, for one, you weren't here when I got to hang out with Gavin during MCX, Memphis Comics Expo. We gotta get Gavin one of these days, and we're gonna have to we have to catch him with, like, I want to catch this man when he's trying to do some pages. I gotta see this man's process. I gotta see the process. That because I'm a process guy. I'm a process guy. I like to see process. Thank you again. We also got is it DRT 36 or is it Dirt 36? I don't know which one it is, but
I thought it was Dr. T.
Or is it Dr. T? It could be Dr. T. Shit, I don't know. This motherfucker might be out here with a whole doctorate. Either way, all 3 of you, thank you for the follow. We picked up DJ Tennant and Antoine. So we are now officially caught up. We are all caught up. That means I can unpin all this shit on my what's his face? Oh my god, no, we're not done. We're not done. Psych! Levester said, "You thought, motherfucker." No, he says, with 5. Today, Brooklyn Comic Con, and I'm missing it again. Oh well. Hey, did y'all check out the state of play the other day. Yes, I did.
Yes, I did.
Yes.
Enjoyed that state of play. I enjoyed Summer Game Fest yesterday because that Liza P expansion got downloaded immediately. So I'm still salty at the Marvel Cosmic Invasion coming out during the holidays. That kind of stings a little bit, but seeing that we're gonna get who was that? It was a She-Hulk. Yeah, it was She-Hulk and Rocket.
She-Hulk and Rocket Raccoon. Yes, sir.
And I love the fact that one of Rocket's like moves with all the guns and shit was literally I think it was a Scotty Young variant because I had that.
Yes.
Cover. So I thought that was pretty. I thought that was pretty funny that they're taking liberties and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool.
I dug that. Did you check out? What did you think of? Did you see Felt? Did you see that? Oh God, what was it called? It's basically a Punch Out game. Felt
with
that
the
boxing.
with the puppets.
With the puppets, yeah. That shit looks so nasty, but I want it. I want it.
That was funny. What else did I see? Oh, Scott Pilgrim getting the new game.
I'm here for it.
That was gangster.
What's about the Wu-Tang? Did you see the Wu-Tang junk? Wu-Tang Rise of the Deceiver?
I did. And just like some other people, when I saw all the Wu-Tang people, I sat up in my chair because I thought we was finally getting a new goddamn Def Jam game.
I did too at first. When I saw it, I was like, "Oh shit! They finally making Def Jam fight. They making Fight for New York too. Let's go!"
Yeah. So, but I was low key disappointed with that one, but that was pretty cool. But right now, my mind is on that Liza P, and then next month is the Ninja Gaiden Rage Bound, and then the month after that, it's the new Shinobi game and Metal Gear Solid 3 Delta or the remake, because I'm a huge Metal Gear Solid guy, so that's
I'm ready for that one. What did you see? Stranger Than Heaven? Did you see the new not Yakuza game?
The period piece Yakuza game. That looked interesting. That looked interesting. But here's my problem with that. I've never beaten not one Yakuza game. I've played them.
Shit!
I have not beaten one game.
So I'm a little bit above you in that regard.
Okay.
I have beaten 0, 1, and 2. And I have beaten both they're all like a dragon technically, but what is effectively Yakuza 7, which is Yakuza Like a Dragon, Yakuza 8 Infinite Wealth. I've beaten those two. All the ones in the middle I have played, but not beaten. Like I played 3, 4, 5, 6, and just not beaten them. And I played and beaten Judgment and lost Judgment. So
this just goes back all the way to the Dreamcast when I guess you could say this was what started the whole Yakuza thing. Shenmue.
Yeah.
I got all the way to the last disc of Shenmue, and it didn't work.
I'd have killed somebody.
I started a forklift job. I went to the docks to go start the job, and the game would just freeze every single time right there, and I just couldn't finish it. So that's just been a thing when it comes to those. Onimusha, I don't need to see anything else from Onimusha because it's getting bought day one.
No.
That's just it. That's just it.
Elite, that's the other one. Yakuza, Like a Dragon Ishin. I have not beaten that one either, but I have played it.
You getting the Samoa Joe included joint in Hawaii? You getting that one with the pirates?
Yes, I need to. That's another one I have not. That'll be yet another one I have not touched yet.
Okay.
Oh, this was gonna ask you. What'd you think about that whack ass fucking Death Stranding 2 clip that they played?
They made such a big goddamn deal about, and it was just two white people talking and embracing, and they got burnt by the same car lighter. So that just means something when it comes to Kojima. I still need to beat the first Death Stranding. I stopped. Anyone who's been in the Twitch stream, Jazz has been in there, Seek Fang's been in there, Banky Aoshi's been in there. I got too preoccupied trying to make a zipline network everywhere.
Dude, that was me. That was me. I did the same thing. But here's the thing, though. You're gonna thank yourself later when you complete it, because I don't walk nowhere.
Dog, it was a YouTube video I'm gonna send you of what I did. Like, I think that was like a year or two, and I think it was last year. But I was in the process of going into them mountains, and Norman Reedus and them zip lines and them mountains is a pain in the ass. But I'm almost done. It's just those snowy damn mountains are a pain, but I'm almost done. But I'm not really worried about Death Stranding 2 just because I haven't beaten the first one yet. And just for Shauna Rain, I think is who asked that question, is Kojima doing the Metal Gear? Technically, because it's just a remaster of Snake Eater. So technically,
I mean, I would. Well, yeah, it's kind of funny, because when you say it, like that word evokes a lot of different things, but in a lot of ways, you're technically right, because usually when I think of like a remaster, I think you just up the graphics. But like they did like go back and redo everything. They just didn't redo the voice acting. So it's basically still the same. It's gonna be the same game, same story, same. I think the only thing they redid, and I don't like this, I want them to go back to the old one. You want to reuse some shit? Reuse the original one. I did not like the new version of the Snake Eater.
Okay,
song.
I'm not mad at you for that one. I'm not mad at you for that one. And then from the trailer they showed, because it said they showed the Ape Escape shit again, which was funny, but they showed the camo system, and it almost looks like the camo system from Metal Gear Solid 4. So I'm like, what is that supposed to be? So I don't know. I don't know. If I don't like Delta, I got my Vita with Snake Eater right there on my count on my
look.
Wrist. So I'm good. I'm good.
Like you heard the new version of Snake Eater, right? You heard the new version of the song, right?
No, because I heard the shriek, and then I went right back to the PlayStation Store looking for Liza P.
Oh, okay. So
I've heard people talk about it though. I've heard people talk about it, but as soon as it came on, Pinocchio.
I'm gonna tell you what happened, because like you can ask Cynthia this shit, because Cynthia knows how much I love that song, and she's heard me go back, and have you seen the one that was the 8-bit big band YouTube channel?
Yeah.
How they
you sent me that one.
Yeah, that's my favorite version of the song. Because I'm like, that sister was singing. That she had veins in the side of her neck. She was singing so good. But like, you could tell that because the woman who originally sang the song in the game, she's back to sing it again. But and I knew she recorded a new version of it. But like, you could tell that when she recorded that new version, that black woman was living rent-free in her head, because she was trying real hard to try and sing it with them same kind of inflections as old girl did. And I was like, goddamn, this is officially the raisins in the potato salad. This is officially raisins in the potato salad.
That sounds like Doom the Dark Ages, because since they don't have Mick Gordon anymore, when I've seen people, because I was watching somebody play it, and the music is trying to evoke that same Mick Gordon, but you ain't nowhere near as good as Mick Gordon. So now you tried. But you failed.
This is Van Halen with Sammy Hagar. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. This is Van Halen with Sammy Hagar. You just tried to redo Flowetry. And thought nobody would notice. Stop.
It's like that 007 game with the intro sung by Joss Stone. That game was actually fire, by the way. He's talking about 007 Bloodstone. I'm actually excited for that new Bond game that IO Interactive is doing. Looks like they're following more the books, because I saw a lot of people praising the fact that Bond had a scar on his face. Apparently that's in the Ian Fleming books. I'm really excited for that game. Did you see that Mads Mikkelsen is going to be in Hitman, the current Hitman game?
Yeah. I saw it. Yeah,
they're bringing back Lashif as for a mission, so that was pretty funny.
Dude, Matt Mikkelsen just doing shit. He's just doing shit now. He's like, fuck, I'll do whatever. I don't care.
And I love that, like my home. I love that when Bishop sees him now, Ernie, all he sees is Hannibal. Because him and Katie finally got around to watching him, like, bruh, this show that you didn't recommend it. This motherfucker is the greatest villain ever in history. But you know what? Here's the question for you, because I was never this guy. But Levester, the court jester, with Blerd Club Golden Age for 33 months, he said he is ready for that remaster of Final Fantasy Tactics. I remember I did a book report on that game back in the day and didn't get caught. This motherfucker's a degenerate. How did you feel about Final Fantasy Tactics? I was never a Tactics guy.
Oh, I
like,
love
recent?
tactics. I love tactics. So like, yeah, I'll
Okay.
be playing this. I'll definitely be playing this. That like,
Mhm.
so Final Fantasy Tactics was my first ever, like actual legit tactics game. So that
Okay.
was that game kind of set the gold standard for me.
Mhm.
And I will also say that it's also the reason why I love Valkyria Chronicles as much as I do,
Gotcha.
because that game is
Yeah.
basically just Final Fantasy Tactics, but not in name, and also without all the crazy. Well, it does have some of it actually, but like some of
Mhm.
like the mysticism and whatnot is still there, but like it's like more of a modernized version of it. So yeah, that's why like when I saw they were redoing Tactics, I was like, all right, bet, let's go. Like I'll be playing
Okay.
this. I'll 100% be playing this. Also we got another one here from Wee Man Wade who hit us on the Streamlabs side. Says Carter need to hear the song. It just feels right. So I'm gonna give you that 1999. In the super chat. And we also got Speedy Moondust with the 2 says the blurred dimension or the blurred nomicon. Oh lord, man, we about to look. Ash is gonna have to come and get us. If we do
Speaking of fucking cons, people are in the chat. They're asking for it again. They want to
Mhm.
know Blur Cave at DreamCon when.
Oh man, I don't know. Man, I'm not gonna hold you. I would do it. I would like. I actually thought about going to DreamCon this year, but I didn't because right now, your boy is not
Rightfully so.
exactly.
It was a bunch of bullshit at DreamCon this year, and
Oh
I
yeah.
feel like, and this is gonna make me sound so goddamn old. I feel like we too old and grown for DreamCon. I feel like, especially with everything that happened this year, I
Oh
feel
yeah.
like DreamCon is more so for like the Casanat IRL stream. I got to get
Yeah.
everybody's reaction out of shit crowd, and I don't want to do that. And plus, it's in Texas,
Yeah.
and that's where they make white people. I don't want to go over there.
No. Oh man, Texas fucking up bad. So I'm good. I'm good on Texas. Now my whole thing was, and I do appreciate that they did. I saw that that they did address the controversy regarding Meg the Stallion.
Mm-hmm.
Because apparently I didn't know this was happening until like after the fact, but
Which told
apparently
me.
see, and I didn't have anybody to tell me. It was something like I just
Mhm.
saw a bunch of people like going off about DreamCon, but I didn't know why. So like, but I didn't do the thing that I see a lot of other people do, where they'll come in and just play dumb and be like, "Ooh,
Mhm.
I don't know what's going on." Like, so basically, somebody give them a
Mhm.
whole like readout. I just Googled that shit, and when I went and Googled, I saw there was an apology video. I think Mark was the one that did that one, and basically was
Yeah.
like, "Hey, this is what was going on, blah 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 blah, yada yada, whoop de woo." And because I saw those people out here that were spreading misinformation, because there was folks telling me, "Oh yeah, whoever is doing the DreamCon social media account, they got fired." And it's like, nah, no, they didn't. Mark even said as much in his damn apology video, but no, like apparently, and I get it because the reason why I actually took what he said to heart is because I've done that shit. And I'm the motherfucker who runs my shit. There's been times where I've got like where there's been some shit popping off in my replies, and I will like be like kind of going through them so quickly that I'll accidentally click like on some shit that I didn't mean to. So I've had that happen, and sometimes y'all might see like, or maybe the person who posted the thing that I accidentally like probably see. Oh, they'll say, "Oh, Blerd Without Fear like this," and then like they'll go back and see, "Oh, wait, it's gone." And it's like, that's because like I usually catch it before like it like is noticeable. But yeah, I've had instances where people have said wild shit in my comments or my replies on like back on in the Twitter days, even on Threads. Hell, I've accidentally unfollowed people on Threads and Twitter before because I was clicking through shit so fast. And then I would come back later like, oh shit, why am I not seeing motherfucker shit in my feed? So yeah, I get it. When you're moving through stuff, you try and do it quickly, and especially when stuff is just popping up regularly, it's real easy to get caught up and accidentally click on some shit you didn't mean to. It happens all the time, and I don't really see why people lost their fucking shit about it as bad as they did. But for me, I was like, I just thought it was weird because everybody was like, "Oh man, so and so RDC is they're liking tweets and messages and replies that are big up in Tory Lanez, this, that, and the other shit." And it's like, I think you have to kind of pay attention to the way people move, to kind of get the full context. But I mean, I think that RDC World has been very clear about their stance on Tory Lanez, and people like Tory Lanez. I think, like, if you just watch their skits, you don't even have to watch the live streams where he's talking. Just watch their skits. It's kind of like Mighty Keith. I know Mighty Keith's entire position on Nintendo and Microsoft and Sony. Not because I've heard him say it. Not because I follow him. I do follow him, but not because I've seen him talk about it online. His skits pretty much tell you everything you need to know. But
just do the live show on Saturday and get the fuck out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Could you imagine? We just do the Blerd K. We're good. All right, y'all, we out of here, and then just hit the airport.
Yeah, be like, all right, and look, and then look, check this out. First post, hey, we live at BlerdCon. The next post, like in 2.5, 3 hours later, is like, all right, bye Texas, and it's us like boarding the plane.
No, we literally just walking out to the Uber to go to the airport. That would be wild.
But it's just I think that people like, man, okay, look, I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I'm an old nigga. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, let me tell you. Mm-hmm. What my day was going to be. Like, okay, like right now for me is 2:09. After this show was over, what was originally going to happen is I was going to go to Pride Fest. But Pride Fest got canceled because it is raining and storming its fucking ass off today. I don't even know if they're going to like postpone it to like the next week or whatever, but whatever the case is. But my child, Circe, was devastated because they've been looking forward to this all year since the last one. And now it's like, well, shit, I don't have anything to do now after this. But instead of finding something else to do you know what I'm going to do, Carter? I'm going to sit my fat ass on that couch and play that Switch 2. That's what I'm going to do.
Shit, $500, you sure as shit better. I got a question for you.
Yeah, go ahead. Shoot.
I didn't see you talk about this on Best Comics of the Week, and I know you want to get to some jawsome conversations. How'd you feel about Imperial this week, big dog?
Oh man, fuck that book. Fuck that book.
I really feel about Imperial. Jesus.
You know what? No, in all seriousness, I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either. It was you know what it was? Imperial was a book that happened. Imperial is a book that is happening right now in our time stream. It's a book that, just like with Gods, I'm gonna read it when it comes out. Like, I'm gonna check it out. I'm actually legitimately gonna check it out because I will say, this more so than Gods, I'm actually more interested in this than I was in Gods, largely because they're not making up bullshit, but also because I'm like, okay, like I think I even told you this is how cooked I was. That I think when we were laughing about the funeral that takes place within the book, and when they were talking, so
there are so many of our conversations that could be fucking hilarious for a Blerd Cave that we have on that Wednesday
just for free.
Just
for free. But like, no, when you know what? No, I want to show them the panel. Can I show them? Do you think we should show? I'm gonna show them the panel that started a conversation where I literally had to realize in real time that we were talking about two different characters.
Because I was gonna send you the I'm like, wait, I don't think you talking about the person that I'm talking about. Because when you showed the picture of Scar, I'm like, no, I know who that is. I read Gamma Flight, and then we had to double back, and I'm just like, bro.
Yeah, no, because
this was a conversation that was happening between Ernie and I Wednesday. Ernie probably sitting right where he was, walking around the house. I'm at work in the bathroom just cackling at this whole conversation.
Well, because, and here's the thing. When it comes to like Hulk, I'm like, okay,
Mhm.
Hulk is like the corner of the Marvel Comics universe that I am the least most knowledgeable about.
Okay.
And for those that probably sounded like a weird way to say that, but basically, when it comes to like Marvel Comics, there are
Yeah.
corners that I'm really knowledgeable about, more so than others. Like, if you want to
Yeah.
ask me about X-Men, I got you. You want to ask me about Moon Knight, I got you. You want to ask me about
Yeah.
Black Panther, Daredevil, you want to ask me about anything X adjacent, I got you. You want to ask me about Spider-Man, believe it or not, I got you. But when you start getting into like Fantastic Four and like Fantastic Four and Hulk, those are two corners of Marvel that while I enjoy them, I don't pay as much attention to them as maybe some people might think. Avengers is kind of in between all that other shit and then this. Like, I pay attention to Avengers probably more than the most of that other stuff too. But like, when it comes to like, yeah, if you want to talk about like some Fantastic Four or some Hulk or what's another one? Inhumans. That's another. Actually, man, it's weird how much I know about Inhumans, even though I don't really fuck with that book like that. But like Eternals used to be in that category up until a couple of years ago. Like, it was like, oh yeah, I know who they are, but I don't really pay a whole heap of attention to it. But like, Hulk is the one, like, of all of those things that I don't really like just completely dive into all the time. Hulk is the one that I probably pay the most attention to. However, it's still a blind spot for me, which means if there's like spinoffs or anything like that, I probably have never paid them any real attention, as Carter had pointed out to me when we were talking about the funeral. So basically, I'm gonna pull this shot up. This shot right here. Do you all want to know what the first thing I said was to Carter? After it's like, because your family and my son is dead. I was like, when the fuck did they kill Scar? I went back. I was looking through books. I was like, wait a minute, no. Scar, he alive. He was in Gamma Flight. They just killed this nigga off panel. Is that what's hot in the streets? We just okay. So he gonna be in the MC. He in the MCU now. So we just kill him. He in the MCU. We just gonna kill him off. He got that ugly ass haircut, and we just said no. Get him up out of here. Pull the plug.
That was my first thought as well. That was my first thought as well. So that's nothing against you.
No.
I think we all thought like. So I thought two things. One, let me go read the end. Let me go read the last issue of Philip Kennedy Johnson's Hulk. Because how the fuck did Bruce go from being with this little white child that turned into the nasty monster,
right?
And now this motherfucker is in space, in full control of the Hulk out of nowhere.
What? See,
that was
okay.
Then wait, now we killing Scar too? Wait, what?
No.
That was my thought process.
Let's roll back. Let's roll back because I want you to address something you just said. Because I did the same shit. I was like, wait a minute. I know I'm a little bit behind on Incredible Hulk. I'm like about 3, maybe 4 issues behind. I said, I actually went back and read. I was like, let me go back to see. And I was like, no, I didn't miss shit. I was like, what is going on here? I was like, is Jonathan Hickman just doing whatever the fuck he wants? Does this take place in main continuity? I know it does, because apparently it got advertised as much in fucking X-Manhunt. But I was like, dude, what the fuck is going on? I was like, what is happening? Where does this take place? I was like, I don't understand. And then you get to the thing when they start talking about Hiro Kala. I was like, who the I was the Dave Chappelle meme. I was like, who the hell is Renee Zellweger?
I love that me and you were on the same page, because when they said Hiro Kala, my mind and his mind both went, is that some kind of Sakarian name they gave Scar for some fucking reason?
That's what I said.
Was that his like title as ruler of Sakaar or some shit?
Yeah, because it's it's like what they call Storm. They call. I was like, oh, is this like Hadar Yao? Like, because that's what they call Storm in Wakanda, or Demisa Sarkis.
The World Breaker. Scar is Hiro Kala. So I'm like, that's what they call him. It was when I saw the body, and I said it to Ernie. this nigga?
Right? Dude.
Because I don't even know if you can pull it up.
Well, you talking
When
about
I saw
the
body-
funeral part?
No, not the funeral part. The book I sent you.
Oh,
The
yeah.
screenshot
All right, look, give me 1 sec. I'll pull it up.
When I saw the funeral and I saw the corpse laying there with the sword, my mind immediately went to a book that I would always see in Barnes and Noble. Every time I went on a lunch break when I was still in Memphis, I would always see this book on the shelf collecting dust because nobody bought it and nobody wanted to fucking read it. The book was still in the plastic. And like I told Ernie, this is Barnes and Noble we talking about. Motherfucker, just quick to take a book out of the plastic at Barnes and Noble.
Oh, here, I
right?
got you. I got you. Here, let me... Because I think this is also hoeing you. It was because I had the other thing up. But yeah, you good. Yeah. You stay right where you
that was
is.
my whole thing. Oh, when Marvel was doing their whole buy this hardcover, there's a digital code inside the book, and the books were still in plastic. You go to a Barnes & Noble, you can guarantee yourself you ain't getting that digital code because the plastic is already ripped off the book. Somebody already took a picture of the code, took it to the house to comicsology. This book right here, though, in the plastic, you got to knock all that dust off because it was two books that was like that in there. It was this book and fucking Batman Cacophony. Didn't nobody want to read them in Barnes & Noble? Didn't nobody want to read them books in Barnes & Noble? Bruh. Just to show you how far ago this was.
Did you know you just fucked my whole head up just now?
What's that?
I have not thought about Batman Cacophony.
Those are the two books I would always see on the shelf collecting dust because nobody wanted them. So when I'm reading Imperial and I saw that corpse and I saw that icy white Air Force One skin, Carter's mind went right to that fucking hardcover.
Bruh.
And I said, this dude?
Well, and yeah. So, and now, okay. So when I was talking to you, I was kind of reading it in real time.
Yeah. Oh,
and that was kind of why.
Okay.
Yeah, I was, and honestly, I didn't care because I was like, you know what, I don't give a fuck about Imperial. So I was like, honestly, I was like, man, please spoil this shit for me because I don't know what the fuck is going on. But when I actually finally got to this part where motherfucker laid up, I was like, oh shit. I was like, that ain't Scar. Okay,
who's up, boy?
I was like, that ain't Scar. I was like, you know what? And here's the thing, it still didn't click for me. It still didn't click for me all the way. I was like, yeah, I know they said Scar dead, but who this motherfucker? That was me. Like, and then as I was talking, I was like, oh. I was like, I didn't know the motherfucker had another son. I was like, shit. I was like, that's why I always say, you know, I know a whole lot about comics. However, there are some things I don't pay attention to. Now, I did remember the shit about Amadeus Cho. I remember when he went to Sakaar. Because that was, I remember like people got mad because like they're like, wait, how's he going to Sakaar? Ain't supposed to be gone, ain't supposed to be blowed up, and like that was the discourse back when that happened because everybody hated Amadeus Cho except for me, me and like 5 other people.
This is when Ernie really got flustered because once he figured out that we were talking about two completely different people, because he started showing me panels from Gamma Flight and shit, and I'm like, yeah, I know who Scar is. I read that shit. This who we talking about. And when I told him, I said, dog, this is for reference for all of you. I said, the last time we saw this currently dead motherfucker on his plank was Realm of Kings.
And
that's the last time we saw Hero Collar. Realm of Kings.
God. Look, and I just want to make it very clear in case no one understands. Carter, Realm of Kings. That was like what, 2009? Was that 2009? 2010. 2010, Carter. It was 2010. Yeah. We ain't seen this motherfucker in 15 years. How am I supposed to remember him? How am I supposed to remember this dude?
I'm shocked that Bruce remembered this motherfucker, bro.
Look, and wait a minute. Why does this motherfucker acting heartbroken? We ain't seen him.
I'm shocked.
Why he acting heartbroken?
I'm shocked that Bruce remembers him. I'm shocked that for whatever reason, Bruce, or let me not, because people gonna get mad. I'm shocked that Hulk remembers him. I'm shocked that Hulk, for whatever reason, still got stroke on Sakaar for some reason.
Right? Wait a minute.
Why does he still have some leeway around here on this planet?
What is it? See, told you Imperial was War Kings too. I mean, shit. That's what. I'm not gonna hold you. Like, do I think that Imperial is bad? No, I don't think it's bad. I just think it's a lot. I think it's a lot, and I feel like a lot of the shit, and very similar to some shit that I talked about just the other day. Some of y'all might have seen it. Maybe, I don't know, but
Yeah.
I did a video talking about the recent Ryan Gosling debacle, Ryan Gosling gate, with Marvel Knights World to Come. Here's the thing about Imperial. This is where I'm at on it. I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna keep reading it, just like I am gonna be Marvel Knights World to Come. Mostly because I just want to see where it goes. I'm just curious because like all kinds of bullshit's happening. Motherfucker, there's like a whole cosmic universe conspiracy going on in this goddamn book where motherfuckers, somebody's
That's interesting. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
I'm like, I'm here for that part of it. Now, when they had a whole ass like Wakandan show up and was like trying to assassinate folks, I was like,
Yeah.
okay. I was like, that's
Okay.
weird, but I was like, so we're apparently
Well,
acknowledging the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda is still a thing.
and
Okay.
making them antagonists for some fucking reason. But
Yeah.
dog, this is a week of, okay, full of transparency. Because this is another conversation that Ernie and I had that you all weren't privy to.
Oh yeah.
We talked about the Marvel Knights World to Come. And I see everybody's pissed about the White Wakandan,
Oh,
White
yeah.
Panther.
That's
Okay.
Ryan Gosling right there, man. That's our guy. That's
Yeah,
that's only God forgives right there, man. That's
if he had red hair, he would be the full-on Neapolitan Panther himself.
oh yeah.
That part of that book didn't even faze me
Yeah.
because of the conversations you and I had. This ending scene right here, this page, to be quite honest, I didn't even give a fuck about this part of the book. It was the other shit before this part of the book.
Oh no, you and I were laughing our asses off at a couple of things that
And I will ask you all, and you, funny enough, you actually used it, that panel that I sent you in your video when you were talking about it. But you know, everybody's mad at this part. Okay, that's fine, whatever. But everything else that was going on in that book, just to me, felt like it was shitting on T'Challa and it was shitting on Wakanda.
It was shitting on previous runs of Black Panther.
Exactly.
Entirely.
And that's why I asked you what run was that? Ridley, or was that Evel Ewing's run when they did the whole sovereignty, was like giving you crazy on a bomb and we're the smartest people in the world, but we decide who rules it, who has the best right hook. You got Aurora, you got Storm dead, and I was reading something that apparently that was something that Christopher Priest just did not like. He didn't like the coupling of T'Challa and Storm, so I guess that's why she's dead in this. But you got these monuments built to her, and then there's just some random sister that you kicked to the curb years ago. She all of a sudden just sees you, you put a ring on, and she just cool with it. Just looking out the goddamn window of statues of dead ass Storm after just accepting your proposal after you dumped her years ago. So all of that shit irked me well before I saw T'Challa get whooped by this white boy. I didn't even give a fuck about that part. It was everything else. So I want to say this, and then I want Ernie to get, because I hate when we go over like this, but from this point forward, after reading this one shot, don't talk to me about Christopher Priest anymore, please. Just don't.
Yeah, nah.
I don't want to hear shit about his Black Panther run. So all you old ass comic, y'all can keep that. And it speaks volumes that all the current shit he has done, all y'all do is pull out that Black Panther run out your ass.
Yeah.
Everything that I have read from him currently, Black Adam, to me, whack. That just seemed like he had some nieces and nephews that watched Castanet streams, and then he looked at them to see how current people talk in the present day, and he just did like that.
Oh,
Superman.
no. I'm going to throw you one better.
Okay.
He's always written black characters like that.
Wow.
Go back and read his Steel. Go back and read the old Quantum and Woody. There's some issues of Quantum and Woody where he has some black characters that talk kind of like
okay. Was that Monica? Real quick, is that Monica Lynn?
Yes, that is
okay.
in fact Monica Lynn.
There you go,
yes.
Jazz. That is Monica Lynn.
That is in fact her.
He dumped her to get with Storm. Storm dies, and then he just goes to wherever she is. They staring at each other in the rain for to catch all kind of goddamn pneumonia, and then he just proposes. And this bitch just dropped everything for this dude that kicked her to the curb years ago. So she just been waiting hand and foot on this nigga just for eons now. And now she can just look at statues of his old work, just just staring her in the goddamn face. That shit is.
I want to focus on something though. There's one part of that I do want to focus on. Let me see. Can I get this to come up the right way? Yeah, there we go. We'll do it like that. This right here kind of upset me. I'm not gonna lie. This right here was kind of nasty work. Now I do agree with some of the sentiment because like a lot of it, like it is okay. Let's also be real here that the narrator of the book is not T'Challa and it's not some random person. It's the same narrator from his series because they keep constantly referring to T'Challa as the client, which is something that comes up a lot. Which if you know, you know. But the king married his lifelong friend, which was a bad idea. So it's like basically what he's saying, like this is basically Christopher Priest's commentary, just basically talking about it was a bad idea to put Storm and Black Panther together. Then he dumped her, which was a worse idea because like apparently it was a bad idea in his eyes. That I'm not trying to put words in the man's mouth. That's just how it read to me. That it was a bad idea that actually happened to work, but now that you've done it, you've undone it. And goes on to say that she died in a race war. Or died in the race war. Notice that it's not lowercase, it's capital. It means something specific that has happened. And then like the whole thing where the thing you were kind of alluding to earlier. This
like
right
with
here.
the monuments of Storm and shit. So it's like you married this woman, you got her pregnant, but you still got these statues up of your own work. So that just makes T'Challa look even more like a fucking doof.
Right.
But yeah, it's just like this book just felt to me like it was shitting on T'Challa and it was shitting on Wakanda as a whole, like you said, from previous people's run.
Right.
So I don't want to hear about his Black Panther run from several fucking years ago. No. Talk to me about. I'm gonna go from current shit real fast, okay? Black Adam, whack, didn't like it. Superman lost. I was lost reading that goddamn book. His Deathstroke. So many people praise his Deathstroke run, and I'm gonna give you all something. And I want to ask Deathstroke fans. But first I want to listen to what Felix just said. He said he talking like Hudlin and Coates and Hickman didn't dog walk him with their takes on T'Challa. I can only speak from Coates and Hickman because I didn't read Hudlin stuff yet. That's on my to-do list, but I would agree there. But Deathstroke. I feel like Deathstroke fans have had to sit with so much garbage thrown at them when it comes to that character that they were accepting of the first semi-decent thing that came in front of them. Personally. And there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
But that's what I feel that his Deathstroke run was. Y'all been having to sit through bullshit after bullshit after bullshit with Deathstroke, even though a lot of you all that are fans of his know he's a great character, and then something comes along that's different from that bullshit that's, hey, this is better than what we had, and then y'all just praise that book. So, and I was somebody who was really like confused and a little bit irked that when Milestone came back, he didn't want to jump at the opportunity to do Milestone books. Now that I've read a lot of his shit and this Black Panther, no, you good. You good. You stay over there. I got Rob Guillory, Nicholas Draper Ivy. I got Evel Ewing. You know what I'm saying? I got too many black creators on that. You good. You good. Hopefully you can still over at Dynamite. Hopefully you can write a dead white woman better than you can write some black folks. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I'm cool.
Well, here, I want to pull this up because right here, Tubes1 just said it. His run is dated as fuck, and he didn't even want to write Black Panther, hence why Everett Ross even exists. Because that's the thing, Everett Ross kind of popped up in that book a lot. Everett Ross was actually more of the face for that book than Black Panther even was. But also, I just always like to point out that the issue I always had with his Black Panther run, especially by the time you get to the Coates run, on Black Panther, was that in Christopher Priest's run of the series, the Dora Milaje were always kind of problematic to me. And I'm gonna tell you why. So check this out. I'm gonna pull up this panel right here. So I don't know if you knew this, Carter, but the Dora Milaje are supposed to be wives in waiting. That's basically how they're described in the first issue of his Black Panther. Now, another thing you have to take stock of is the fact that not only is this the case, but the people who become Dora Milaje typically do when they are kids. Now, the way that he originally described is that only the barren women, or women that were barren, were originally chosen. But there's a later point, and I actually was reminded of this, actually, when I was doing a video for the Dora Milaje character, Malice, who is also known as Nakia, basically Lupita Nyong'o's character from Black Panther. And in the comics, she's a bad guy, and it's kind of how we get to learn a little bit more about her character. And it's that, back in the day, they had made a change to how they recruited the Dora, and basically what would ultimately come out of it was that they would basically pick young girls between ages like 15 up to like, I want to say it was like 15 to 20, but it's still, that's a wide number, but it's still a number that basically lets you know that some of these people that are being selected to be Dora are children. And being selected to be potential wives for T'Challa, I'm sorry, that just reads a certain way. I'm not gonna hold you. That is some, and I feel bad because I think there's actually a possibility that Priest is probably gonna wind up coming on the show for an interview. But I'm still gonna say what I say because fuck, it's my channel. I do what the fuck I want. But I just personally feel like you can't. Because like he can have whatever opinion he wants to have about Black Panther, but one thing I've often known about Christopher Priest is that he doesn't really even particularly care to write black characters a lot of times. It's why he's written everything but a black character up until recently in the last couple of decades. Because I mean, think about it. There was another book you didn't mention, and that was U.S. Agent. He did U.S. Agent, and he was just being all kind of wild and off the wall with that shit.
You can chill with your feet propped up and write as much Vampirella as you want, big dog. I got Rob Guillory, I got Nicholas Draper-Ivey, I got Vita Ayala, I got Murewa Ayodele, I got Evil Ewing, I got David F. Walker, I got Sanford Green. I'm chilling. So I got Reggie Hudlin. If he ever decides to come back and do Rocket Icon season 2, I'm chilling. Even if you want to decide to subtract Christopher Priest and go back to your OG name, I don't give a fuck what name you want to go by. If you want to chill at Dynamite and write as many vampires as you want, hopefully you can write them better than Kryptonians and black folks. Chill. You good.
Apparently Vampirella's not bad.
Yeah, no harm, no foul. You can write as many undead creatures of the night as you want, boo-boo.
Well, this is kind of one of those areas where, like, I actually am perfectly fine. Because I know, I don't think every black writer has to write black characters. I don't think they have to. I mean, and I think Jamal Campbell has been proving that a lot lately, with his Zatanna run. Zatanna's not black. I mean, Jamal Campbell's writing her just fine. It's not to say he can't write black characters either, but I'm just saying, like, I feel like, in the case of Christopher Priest specifically, and I've seen some other black comic pros in the industry say that, oh man, just let him cook, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna let him cook, but I'm gonna cook too while I let him cook, because I said if this ain't doing what it needs to do, then, because I'm sorry, like, Black Panther is a very, like, I'm like this. Okay, if you don't like writing black characters, then don't write them. Do not accept the job to write them. Especially, like, I mean, I'm not. Well, you know what? Let me be careful with that. I'm not saying you shouldn't take a gig if it's offered to you, but I feel like, man, like, I know me. If I was in his shoes, I wouldn't even accept the gig, because I'd be like, nah, I don't like doing that. Especially if I know that I'm going to write it a certain way that's just going to piss people off. And honestly, I kind of feel like it's what Christopher Priest likes to do anyway. I actually kind of feel like he's probably one of the biggest trolls in comics that people don't, like, see as a troll. And the thing is, it's not to say that he can't write good books, because he can and he does. But, like, I feel like when it comes time to write a black character, sometimes he likes to slip into that type of shit that we talk about here on the show sometimes, where we make fun of white people writing black characters like they're in some like it's a rap video. They write it as a caricature of what black people are really like, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So I don't particularly care for that. Like I said, I'm gonna let him cook. I'm gonna let him do his thing. I'm gonna let him have his I'm gonna let Bizarro Dwayne McDuffie have his time, as Felix just said. I'm gonna let and I'm not gonna lie, that's gonna be who he is to me from now on. But yeah, we'll see.
Let's talk about a comic I was not expecting to be a real thing. I wasn't expecting this. I'm not surprised.
Hey, it had to happen eventually.
They finna come out and say, no, you're gonna put some respect on us. So now the sky's the limit on what can come out.
And that's
let's talk about Street Sharks, big dog.
We'll talk about it pretty briefly.
My childhood, dog.
Look, we are all about to have a jawsome time. It's gonna be crunch time. It's gonna be Finn credible. It's gonna be all the fish and shark puns imaginable. So friend of the channel, Stephanie Williams, who is some of you might remember as the writer of Nubia and the Amazons, Nubia Queen of the Amazons. Excuse me, while she has written some stuff for Captain America, she's done Spider-Man and X-Men related stuff. She's done stuff for a lot of the Marvel Voices stuff as well. She's done a lot of the Infinity comics. She's just been all over the place, just writing her ass off. And she even also, in her spare time, is even doing stuff like doing like full-on breakdowns and deep dives into different fandoms for various and certain streaming channels like Amazon. So yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, she did one for oh god, the fucking Vox Machina show, and I think she did one for Invincible as well. But not like because she wanted to, like, no, like it was like for Amazon. Yeah, she's getting the bag right now writing Street Sharks. And it looks like it's gonna be pretty fire. Now
Ben Loudly, you kind of late, big dog. We are already getting biker mice from Mars, and it's already a thing about it. Yeah, it's already a thing, big dog.
Yeah, I don't know about SWAT cats. I don't remember if they got anything popping up for SWAT cats just yet. But biker mice from Mars already has a book, and we actually talked about that book a month or two ago, I think, probably when it was announced. So yeah, you ain't got to worry about that. SWAT cats, we're still waiting.
Yeah, I don't want to get any shit from anybody in this chat, even though I know I'm gonna get it. But for a good while, I used to think that the Battletoads were a ripoff of the Street Sharks.
I mean, honestly, I could see that.
I didn't know no better. I didn't know they came out first in a very difficult game people can't beat. I didn't know.
I mean,
Who the fuck cares about a fucking frog? Give me the sharks is how my mind did it.
No, I think, well, and let's be fair, I think Street Sharks is objectively better, so there you go. Here's the thing. This book is coming out. It's happening. And it's going to be coming out this September. It's going to be a 5-issue mini. Before anyone's asking, well, when are they going to cross over the Ninja Turtles? Okay, hold on. First, buy this shit first. Then we can talk about that. Yeah, buy this first. Buy this book first, then you can talk about it.
You got to walk before you can crawl.
Right. Right? Yeah, it just is what it is. But I'm looking forward to it. I think this is going to be something really, really cool because, for one, those who don't know, and I do actually recommend if you're not familiar with Stephanie Williams, I'll put it like this: if you're not familiar with her from comics, I'll say this: you are definitely familiar with her because of X-Men 97, and I'm gonna tell you why. That little line that people love to use. That little line that people love to use regarding X-Men 97, talking about Milky Way ghettos, Milky Way ghettos and whatnot. That comes from Stephanie Williams. That was something that was actually plucked from Stephanie Williams' Twitter feed way back. She was the one that kind of coined that, and got scooped up and put into the show. So yeah, for those, if for whatever reason, if you are one of those people who really loved that line, that is ultimately where it came from. So yeah, Stephanie Williams has been finger on the pulse of comics and pop culture and kind of moving the conversation. So I would say, yeah, if for whatever reason, if you're a fan of any of Stephanie's other works, you should pick up this book. If you're a fan of Street Sharks, you should go pick up this book. If you're a fan of both, then you should really go pick up this book. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is what you do. This is how you get the things you want. If you are a fan of this, if you're one of those people that's been begging for more Street Sharks, and you're like, man, I wish this wasn't just a 5-issue miniseries. Well, here's the thing. You got to go to your LCS, go to your local comic shop, tell the person on the counter, say, hey, the new Street Sharks is coming out in September. Can you put that in my pull box? Put the entire series in my pull box. Because, as I've said multiple times, companies like Marvel, DC, and yes, even IDW, they pay attention to pre-orders. Because when you put something in your pull box, you tell that person, you say, hey, I want this in my pull box. That tells the shop to pre-order the book. And they will pre-order the book ahead of time. And if hundreds of, I won't even say hundreds, if thousands of people are pre-ordering the book, then whatever company that's publishing the book is going to be like, oh, wow, Pete, this is really moving numbers. If hundreds of thousands of people are buying the book, they'll be like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, we really need to stay on this. And that's how, we actually talked about this with Murewa earlier. We talked about this earlier when we were talking about, oh, yeah, normally, they give you like, maybe 5 to 10 issues, yada, 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 blah, 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 based on the history of the character. Those sales are the reason why Murewa is getting to do issue 16. He's already working on issue 16 of Storm is because people were putting the book in their pull box. Word of mouth had spread. People saw that this book was killing it. And they had it added to their pull box. That's how you do it. Anyway, that's all I had to say about that. There's no other news or information. I will say that closer to the time of release, Stephanie, I've already talked to her about this. We are going to be trying to get her to come onto the show at somewhere somehow and get her to talk about some of the stuff that's going on. It'll probably, I don't know if it'll be on a Blerd Cave like we did with Murewa, because honestly she does do a lot of con appearances here in the States, so usually her Saturday she is locked down. So I'm hoping that at some point maybe we can get her on. We'll talk to her about Street Sharks. But that's all I have to say about that. And actually, I'm actually glad that Deck It Out actually said this right here, right now, because this is actually true. Pre-order don't mean shit for video games, but it means the world for comics. And that is there is no truer statement. There's no truer statement in the world than that. Carter, do you know what I'm actually, you know what? No, you know what I'm doing? This is what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I got our recommended. We can do this actually real quick. Go pre-order this book. Speaking of pre-orders, June 24. See this? June 24. Look at this. Look, I'm gonna open this up because y'all don't. Yeah, I shouldn't do it, but I'm gonna do it. Look, this type of shit I'm talking about. Look at this shit. Look this in the back. You know what I love about this?
I wanted to ask you, how good was that in that book?
Oh, I loved it because okay.
I haven't opened mine yet, y'all.
He's like I can't even tell you because I haven't seen it. No, I love it because you get to see. I'm a process guy. I love being able to see the uncolored. Just the inks, raw inks. Like honestly, seeing this makes me wish that I actually wish they would have not done color at all. Like this, Carter and I've talked about this before, obviously, but Exactly. Like when I see when I especially you know what, especially when it comes to let me see if they actually have this in here. I just want to they actually not as much as I would prefer, but it is in here. This right here, sadly we don't get very many Juan Ferreira pages like this, but we do get this little spread right here with this dude. That is fire. The fact that they did Greg, I know you're watching. I know Greg's actually watching right now because he always watches the show. But Greg, who's my liaison with IDW, can we get a look? Can we get a can we get an artist edition? Can we get a look at him? Can we get an art? I'm just saying. Y'all didn't even got to send it to me. I would love y'all if y'all did. But I'm just saying, can we get an artist edition of this? Because I'm sorry, this art is just too beautiful to be hidden. The way that it is. Don't get me wrong. I love the colorists. I love the colorists on this. Which to my understanding. Is we got Brian Reber, Rhonda Pattinson. Rhonda Pattinson, I believe, actually did a lot of the previous stuff for the initial run. Actually, a lot of these colors, I believe, actually did do some stuff for the previous run. But dude, Juan Ferreira is just a bad motherfucker. I'm sorry. But yeah, but yeah, I just look. Can we get an artist edition of this? Because, man, I'm telling you, this art is just too pretty. Especially Juan Ferreira's art. I would holler.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a black, white, and green of the return of the Juan Ferreira. That would be sick.
God damn.
So we got 3 questions this week. We just got 3.
3? Okay, cool. Yeah. And we'll read super chats after we get through these 3 questions because we do have some super chats.
All right, real quick, real fast. First one here is from Sprite Lee. What's up to you both and the squad? He incorporated all y'all. So I will be headed back to America to attend Comic-Con or San Diego Comic-Con with my little brother in a few weeks. But before that, I will be in LA for a few days. Carter,
Ooh.
what is your local comic shop and where should I go and grab some food? I would like to show some support any way I can and also stay away from Golden Corral. And Big Blerd, I need to order one of them Blerd Core shirts from you to Playboy. Appreciate the time, fellas, and I will see you in the chat. So, food wise,
oh yes,
any food truck you see, don't go into anything like corporate. I've yet to meet a bad food truck. Comic shop that I go to is in Culver City. It's called Pulp Fiction. It's there because I think they have like 2 different locations, but specifically the one I go to, with all those deals that I have to then send Ernie and shit like that big ass War Realms. Yeah. That's where I go. When you walk in there, you look to your left, you just see a table that everybody swarms to because that's the bargain. Yeah, then you'll know you're in the right spot. Yeah, but yeah, if you need to order a shirt, shit, it ain't got to be the Blerd Koa shirt. It could be the Blerd Cave shirt. It could be the Woke shirt. It could be the Doom shirt that I still laugh at every time I fucking see it. Yeah, you can order any of those shirts, brother. The link is down there somewhere.
Yeah. Matter of fact, here, I think I actually let's see if I can get it to. I'm gonna see if I can get it to populate. It should populate here in just a moment because sometimes it's a little slow.
LA is like 3 hours away from San Diego. There's some kind of like bullet train or some shit, like a metro rail or something that they can take that'll just slingshot them to fucking San Diego, Robo, because they just built a new one that they're gonna start letting people use. They're letting people use it for free this weekend. There's a metro there's one that takes you from the airport to somewhere else. I think it's like downtown to the airport. There's a metro rail or something they just built, and they're letting people do free trips for the weekend for it. But next question we got here is from Fomenum saying, Wagwan cosmonauts with Ryan Coogler working on an X-Files reboot. This is an Ernie question. What's a storyline you would like to see in the show or movie? I couldn't tell you one. I've seen several episodes of X-Files. I couldn't tell you one goddamn story, arc, event, or anything. I just knew that, as my uncles referred to him, the Cancer Man was terrifying to me as a child. That's what they called the motherfucker that was always smoking cigarettes. They just called him Cancer Man.
Yeah, the Cancer Man.
He scared the shit out of me when I was younger.
I don't really have a specific thing that I would want to see. I will tell you what I would as far as like a specific thing from the past, but I can tell you what I would like to see just in terms of like how they move with it. And I think it's safe to say we'll get it because X-Files was usually pretty good about doing this anyway. I would like to see them not shy away from real world issues. I would love to see how Ryan Coogler, especially with his pedigree, I would love to see how he blends in real world issues. Kind of similar in a way to how he did with all of his other works, how he's done with Fruitvale Station, how he's done with Black Panther, and more recently with Sinners. I would love to see how he's able to blend some of those things, blend some of those elements, and I don't know, maybe bring a little bit of sauce to X-Files. That while I think it's a good show. I mean, it's a pretty goddamn vanilla show. It's a pretty goddamn vanilla show. So, like, I want to see what kind of extra oomph he gonna put on it. That's
what if he trolled the hell out of all you X-Files fans and y'all thought y'all was gonna walk in the theater and see Mulder and Scully, and it was just a movie about the lone gunman? How mad would you be? It's just a movie about the lone gunman.
I wouldn't be mad about it. Mad about it.
And the last question, luckily enough, we already fucking answered. Do you think we'll get a SWAT Cats book? And fingers crossed for that one.
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Super chats. What we got?
We'll get to some of the. I'm gonna save some of these other ones for the next week.
Yep.
And so super chats, we got one here. This is from Gabriel the Dark Knight. It says just showing support for the Blerd Cave. Just hitting us, just casually throwing out the 1999 super chat. Man, love to see it. I love to see it. Tubes of One. also out here. Say, Slade, I hear you like I'm young. Better never see it, Bell Reeve 1.
Wow.
No, that's just making shit up anyway. But yeah, anyway, don't pay me no mind. Pay me no mind. Pay me no mind. Also, shout out to Romy Forever over on the Twitch side out here, hitting us with the Twitch Prime, hitting us with Bezos bucks. That's right. Spend a billionaire's money. That's how you do it, man. That's what I like to see. Spend that billionaire's money. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Love to see it. Also, let's look at some questions from the chat. Of which I got one. We'll start. Actually, no, I tell you the back. I got two. Best I can do is 250. Okay. Let's start with John Stewart. John Stewart hitting us with the question. Says, question, how much of a lack of pre-orders would y'all attribute to poor marketing, if any at all? No, I think a lot of it is marketing. Because, I mean, how are people supposed to know? How are people supposed to know they got to pre-order the book if they don't know about it? And I think that social media could be better. But I will also say, as a person who is on social media and follows a lot of comics people, I always find it incredibly strange how few reactions and responses comic book accounts get. Now, to be fair, it's a little bit different on Twitter, but considering a lot of comics people have left Twitter and have moved on to either Threads or Blue Sky or just got the fuck off social media in general, or like some people, most artists are usually on Instagram, but because of some recent choices from Zuckerberg, a lot of artists are kind of migrating from that. So for me, I can only speak to Blue Sky and Threads, and really more Threads than Blue Sky. When I am on Threads and I see Skybound or Image or even Marvel sometimes, when they, like, Marvel and DC probably do a little bit, actually I don't think even DC's on there yet, but like Marvel does okay-ish, but like, I'm like, man, sometimes my posts get more views than they do, and I have less followers than they do sometimes. So I don't know. I always kind of wonder. So yeah, like I said, I think a lot of it's like social media marketing, and I do think they rely very heavily on people like myself, people like Uncanny Omar, people like Rob, people like Dope Spill, so on and so on and so on and so forth, to kind of help promote these books, and other people like Comic Tropes and Casually Comics and whatnot and what have you. They do kind of rely on people kind of getting the word out about these things, and maybe trying to get the hype levels up a little bit more. And while I think it does work to a limited degree, I think the other problem is that because of the way the algorithm works, that means that books that are not Marvel or DC don't tend to get as much traction on social media. Case in point, how I'll show you the disparity. I'm gonna show you this. I'm a little embarrassed by this, but I'm gonna show you the disparity nonetheless. Case in point. Now, some of it comes to me. Some of this comes down to me. I'm partially to blame for some of this. But sometimes it all comes down to how we market these things ourselves. Case in point, look right here. Moves out of the way just so y'all can kind of see it a little bit better. But right here, we've got Black Panther. Now, this is also because I was very, I specifically put this image up to get the reaction that I wanted. But I posted this video yesterday. It's one of my best performing viewed videos in a long time. This Captain Planet right here. A video that at first it started off, nobody was really watching it, but I guess it caught on. And people like, oh shit, Captain Planet's a thing? And there's probably also people thinking that I'm talking about a movie. That usually almost always happens. People are always coming in thinking, like, here, The Greatest Offender. This video right here, this Wolverine video, my highest viewed video of all time at 1.2 million views from 7 years ago. Do you know most of the people, Carter, 99.999% of everyone who responded to that video were all people who thought I was talking about the MCU, that I was talking about the movies. they completely ignored the fact that I literally said what comic I was talking about. Just went straight to the fact, oh no, he talked about the movies. Oh man, Hugh Jackman's back. No, stop. But that also kind of comes out a little bit to how I framed it. But, you look at, some of this. I did an interview with Tim Seeley talking about Godzilla. Where's the love? I don't see any love on this video. Nobody watched it. Nobody's watching it. And I'm talking to what are the goats about what are the goats? So yeah, it just depends. And when I do videos where I'm talking about a bunch of different random and sundry comics, it's feast or famine sometimes. So I think that has a lot to do with it as well. And because, social media influencers who talk about comics, they want to have an audience. They're going to talk about the shit that is going to drive traffic. That's just what they do. I did it for a long time myself. When I saw that X-Men was like, okay, shit, if I just do X-Men videos, y'all just show up for that shit, apparently. Fuck all this other shit that I'm trying to tell y'all about, but y'all gonna watch some X-Men. That was like, okay, fine, then fuck it. That's why I doubled down on X-Men for so long, and I kind of regret doing it. Because for one, it pigeonholed me into a specific type of content, but also it wasn't really helping the industry. People are gonna buy X-Men comics anyway. So there's that. But, that's neither here nor there. That said, oh my God, that's a lot. That is a lot. Okay, let's keep on pushing. The next one, this is from Detrick Morton right here, says, question, is it just me, or is the real reason Batman doesn't like Hal Jordan is that he has to admit that Joker was right? All it takes is one bad day. And he's referring to the Emerald Twilight. Yeah, I mean, I also think it's because Hal can be abrasive to people who do not like fooling with buffoonery and lackadaisical attitudes. Though that said, I think Hal Jordan is like so not the character he used to be so many decades ago. So I think that kind of changes a bit. I feel like New 52 tried to bring that back and didn't really do it very successfully. But that could have something. I don't know, Carter. You have a thought on this?
Man, I think it's just because it's the same. The buffoonery has, I think, a lot to do with it. Just because I think that's the reason he don't really like the Flash like that. But it's one of those annoyances you just learn to just deal with. And because Batman is this just straight-faced, wannabe stoic individual, the same reason he don't like Clark like that. He but that's how I would answer that question. I think it's more Bruce than everybody else, personally.
That's fair. And to be fair, I think it's also because he doesn't really show. He doesn't really show his true feelings to people. Like Clark is probably Clark and Diana are probably the two people. Superman and Wonder Woman probably the two heroes outside of his Bat family who he probably shows his vulnerability to more than anybody else. And even then, it's few and far between. It's not like a thing he does like all the time. You know what I mean? We also got one here from here. I'm gonna pick one of these. Here, we'll do this one. This one, G. Martinez Max says, if art reflects our times, what does it say about us when hate starts showing up in our most imaginative spaces? Comic books, games, music, and film. Here's the thing. I will always have this sentiment. I'm going to largely keep this on comics. You know what? No, fuck it. I'll ether the whole media spectrum. Do you know there's a reason why movies, TV shows, even comics from like conservative or like right-wing outlets, have you ever noticed that they don't really do well? Even when they do well, did they really do well? Because I always like to bring up the Rippaverse as an example. And while I'm sure Eric July would love to dispute this, it's not a secret that the reason why his issue of ISOM #1 sold so well is for the same reason that lots of conservative books always make the New York Times bestseller list. It's because those books get bought by the publisher to fudge the numbers to make it look like it's a New York Times bestseller. That when you see a New York Times bestseller book, them numbers are almost always fucking inflated because the publishers are buying tons of the books and then giving them away. They're not paying attention to who bought them. They're just paying attention to the fact that the books were bought. And that's kind of what happened with ISOM, is that some of you may or may not know this, but young Ripa is a employee of The Blaze, formerly led by Glenn Beck. And it is not a secret that Glenn Beck bought a lot of those comics. The majority of them, I would dare say. So there is that. And that's how it happens. And it is safe to say that when you do see things that come from hateful people in different types of media, have we not noticed that those things are usually bad? Like, how many of y'all saw the Family Guy killer that the Daily Wire, I think it was the Daily Wire that did this, they had put out? It was supposed to be a Family Guy killer, like an American Dad killer. It was an animated series. A, animated terribly. B, everybody who was voice acting in it sounded like they were on NyQuil PM. And, for last, it wasn't funny. Like, even, like, me looking at it objectively, it was not funny. It was like, ooh, this did bad. Same thing goes with the Daily Wire and what was that movie they made? Lady Ballers. The movie that was originally supposed to be a documentary about trans women, trans women competing in women's sports. They couldn't do the documentary because literally they couldn't find any evidence to support the claims that they wanted to make. So they made a comedy movie instead, and guess what it was? Not funny. Look at the comics. Cyberfrog, not good. Look at the comics like ISOM, also not good. Hell, it doesn't even have consistent art. There you go. The prosecution rest. Unless you have something you want to say, Carter, about that.
Give it the time.
He said, nah, I'm good. But no, Y2 News says, question, are comics YouTubers going to be able to compete with the AstroTurfed echo machine of nerd-rotics, critical drinker, and geeks and gamers of social media? Rob, maybe? Here's the thing, we can't really compete with that because we can't utilize the algorithm the way that they do. Like, it's going to be let me be clear on something. I'm not saying this is something that's going to happen, but like, if Rob ever decided to go to the dark side, I think that would be a wrap for comics YouTube. And I say that because, he gets huge numbers, and because of the fact that he's a leader in the community, I think a lot of other people would just follow suit. Just being honest. Like, I would be an outlier. I would be an outlier. But I would expect a lot of other people to pull an Anna Kasparian and suddenly have right-wing conservative views when it comes to comics all of a sudden. Because you've seen it happen with Asmongold. How that motherfucker just went from playing Diablo, now that motherfucker is strictly a political streamer now. And look how that's working out. And people are eating that bullshit up. So yeah, I don't know. Here's the thing. Hate will always take over the algorithm because it works even for me. Because that video that I showed you all, the new Black Panther's white video, that video was doing as well as it is because people think, they see that thumbnail, they think that I'm angry. But when you watch that video, you will see I'm not angry. I mean, if anything, I'm just kind of making fun. I'm having fun with the situation. But because people are probably going into it thinking that, oh shit, what the fuck is this? I'm not gonna hold y'all. I'm rage baiting. I'm rage baiting people with that thumbnail.
Hey, people do that shit in your Discord.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I go to that general thread and it's just a bunch of people that was mad and then they finna put some shit in there so that you can be mad because they mad. I see that shit in your Discord all the time.
Yeah.
But the difference is you're doing it with a positive outcome with it.
Yes.
A lot of these motherfuckers just mad and want other people to be mad with them. There's no ending to it.
No.
You rage baited, but let me tell you how I really feel, and that's what's going to keep them watching it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, I'm saying that.
Well, and I'll also throw you this one too, because here's my thing. I even pointed out that in my video, I was like, dude, all the people who are trying to prop this White Panther shit up and all the chuds that are happy about it, here's one thing that they're not going to be happy about. This motherfucker ain't the good guy. He's a fucking bad guy. So you still don't get what the fuck you want. You still do not get what the fuck you want.
I like that. I like that outraged tourist. Shout out to Play
Yes.
Beyond. Yeah, I like that outraged
No, that's actually that's perfect. That is actually
That's
perfect.
That's nice. I like that.
And also, this will be the last one. This is going to be from Bill. It says, question, will Ultimate X-Men bring an evolution to armor once she's saved in the current arc? I'm not going to hold you. I'm a little behind. So I can't really, but I tell you what, just based on the fact that, we're talking about Peach Momoko doing this, I'm pretty sure that, I think armor is going to be okay.
All you put in here? Yeah, you got to go. You need some help.
Yeah, it's
Homer, you got to go sit down somewhere, big dog. The man just been spamming justice for Krakoa in the chat.
Yeah, sit down.
Y'all gotta let that shit go. Y'all gotta let it go now.
Look, I don't know. Look, just
stop it. Get some help,
please. You're not gonna find any purchase here. Your justice for Krakoa will find no purchase here. That's it. Yeah.
Wait. You know what? No, I'm not, because then people gonna say I'm instigating. That's it. That's it.
I've been ignoring that motherfucker this whole time.
Okay.
I've been ignoring that motherfucker this whole time. I know exactly who you're talking. As soon as you start saying, I was like, yep, nope, not taking that one. Look, that's how many of y'all who are fans of the movie Mad Max? Fury Road. There's a little scene in that movie that I think kind of lives rent free in my head. That's bait. That's bait. Don't take it.
You know what? I'm gonna ask you when we done here.
Bet. So with that, all that being what it is, I think. Yeah, I think that's the show. I don't think there's anything else that's come up. Oh wait, there is one more thing. Nerd Large actually hit us with some. We need to. I want to hit that before we get up out of here. Nerd Large with the 20 months in the Blerd Club. Silvermine, what is going on? Said the White Panther shall be stripped. Look, I can't wait till that. Look, y'all know when that happens. You know it's gonna happen. Y'all know when
White.
What's
the blood of the White Panther? Is it orange juice?
It's got. You know what? It's probably like peach tea or some shit.
What do evil white people drink? Is it like, what is that?
Look, you know what it is? It's fucking pumpkin spice lattes. That's what it is. This is pumpkin spice lattes.
Hey, you go right to hell. I like those. But wait a minute.
Oh, shit.
Can he get a quick shout out on his Kickstarter?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Days.
Yes. 6 days? Okay, yes, please. Here, I'm gonna pull it up. And that is not the correct site that I wanted to go to, Google. But
what kind of freaky fool shit you pull up?
Dude, it wasn't even that. That's the crazy part. It wasn't even anything like freaky fool shit. I was typing in a link, and then the fucking link. You know how Google like auto jump you to some shit. Well, it auto jumped me to a downloader site that I use that I often use for threads. So yeah, about that. So I apologize for that one. Well, I mean, it wasn't like y'all saw it, so I mean, y'all kiss my ass.
Said evil white people drink unsweet tea.
Damn, dude, you know what? I believe that. But here, I actually got it pulled up right here because if I'm not mistaken, this is a Lake Yellowwood slaughter. If I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah.
So here, I'm gonna pull this up. I want you guys to see it. Matter of fact, here, I'm gonna have to do my due diligence on this one.
Hey,
I'm actually
props that it got fucking funded, man. Props on that one.
Dude, it is, dude. This is wild. Like, dude, wait. First off, you know what I'm gonna tell you what I'm mad at, Gavin. I'm mad at you. I'm mad at you. Why didn't you tell me about the?
Oh, look at him. He want the inside scoop.
No, I didn't want the inside scoop. I wanted to help. I wanted to help. I wanted to be a part of the. I wanted to be a part of the solution, not a part of the problem. I wanted to be helpful. I wanted to be helpful. So what I'm gonna do is do they have a here? Can we do it like this? Yeah, give me that link. Give me that young link. Here's what's gonna happen. Here's what's gonna happen. Yeah, and fuck it. I don't really care if y'all see me do this because I mean, what the fuck are y'all gonna see? Y'all ain't gonna see shit. Anyway, y'all about to watch me do this in real time.
He said, "I'm spinning too many plates as it is, big dog." He hit you with that Tyrese. What do you want from me? That's what he hit you with. Leave that man alone, Ernie. Leave that man alone.
Hey, look, I'm just trying to do my shit. Okay, there we go. There. I'm gonna copy that, and then you know what we're gonna do here? I'm gonna pin this. Replace pin message. Bam. There we go. Look at that, because that's how we do. Matter of fact, you know what? We're gonna go to the Twitch side. We're gonna do the same thing. Twitch side. Bam. Same thing. Look at that, because that's how we do. That's king shit right there. You understand me?
A graphic novel adaptation of a 1983 slasher movie that never existed.
Wow. And that is why I love it.
That's dope.
But no, I'm gonna have to cop this. I'm gonna have to cop this.
You're the horror guy, yeah.
Yeah, because I like shit like this. Well, no, that's why I was like, oh yeah. No, and you know what? Not even just for like the interview. I would have put this on the on best comics this week. I'd have put it out there. I'd have done my shit.
Not the variant cover being one of them old ass Blockbuster cases.
Yes, sir.
That's kind of gangster.
I like that. Also, here, real quick, because I know we're kind of, we're a little over on time, but I do kind of want to showcase this because it's the art for this. I mean, obviously it's Gavin, so I mean, to the surprise of no one, yeah, it looks great. But here, let me pull this up. Bam. Look at that right there. Look. This is just some pages. You can actually find these pages on the Kickstarter link.
Sending out cassette tapes?
Cassettes? Fuck out of here, dude. Really? Okay. All right. Well, I guess I fucks with it. I guess I fucks with it. And we also got, like I said, it's a beautiful. This is a beautiful looking pages. Very beautiful looking book.
I already see the first victim. Fucking the white people fucking off in the woods. Yep,
man, what you said.
They catching it.
Dude,
moving around in the woods,
off top, dude. Look, and see, I'm not gonna show you the next one because I'm still trying to get that plaque. So I'm not gonna show the next one. Not that it's anything like too crazy, but like when I'm gun shy now. I'm very gun shy, but yeah, this book, it looks fantastic. Gavin's you cooking his ass off here, So, I mean, I say please go check out the link. It is pinned at the top of the chat on both YouTube and Twitch. And yeah, just go check it out, please. Please and thank you. I asked the same question. I'll have to wait. Gavin's gonna have to calm down because he's doing too much. This motherfucker's all over the place, just drawing, doing books, doing Kickstarters, working for Marvel, working for DC. This man don't quit, and he got kids. This man got kids. Jesus. So yeah, when Gavin gets a free moment, we'll try and get him. We'll try and get him on.
Y'all got anyone booked next weekend? Look at that.
Not to my understanding. Let me see.
Well, there goes. Well, we know what you're doing after the cave. We know what conversation's going to happen there.
I don't think so. Tentatively speaking, no. Actually, you know what? Here, let's not tentatively speak. Let's actually look. No, I do not. He said he'll make it work. All right, okay, all right.
Oh,
there
Lord.
it is. So y'all know we're gonna be acting a fool. So,
all right.
Well, so now with that, I'll get with you off to the side. We'll get that nailed down, and yeah, I say let's get up out of here. We had a good show. Shout out to Murewa for taking the time to hang with us because I know he is on a completely opposite time zone from where we are. So I appreciate him actually hanging with us like he did. And thank you all for the energy, the love, the support,
Absolutely.
all the really awesome stuff y'all have been doing. When's the next Dynamite claim sale? I'm actually working that out with the coach as we speak.
Yep.
I am. I'm not lying.
No. I'm finna say he missed one yesterday.
Oh yeah, that's true. There was
near mint condition on Uncanny Omar. They were doing the Dynamite claim sale yesterday.
Yep. And I actually talked with Coach Mazza just yesterday, or just got an email from yesterday. We're working that out. But until then, for the chat, for Murewa Ayodele, the writer of Storm, for Gavin Guidry and his amazing Kickstarter that y'all are totally gonna go and check out. And also for Carter Presents, I am the Blerd Without Fear. And Donald Trump,
We coming for you, nigga!